my favorite magical phrase is free alcohol. Depending on if it's a classier group, I'll say open bar. But then if I'm with kids, I'll say, if it's little kids, I'll say chicken nuggets. And they're like, that's so silly. That breaks the pattern of what I thought you were going to say. Chicken nuggets are silly. Hi, my name is Katrina, and I'm a professional magician, and you're listening to the Chronicles of podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Magical Katrina!
Hello world, Wednesday 13 here.
Hey, this is Tom Stain.
Hello everybody, I'm Ronnie Ledrew.
Yes, my friends, my name's John Mahon.
What's going on, everybody? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, nays and thems, this week we are back with a brand new interview. This week we bring you a very unique guest. This week's guest uses her charm, wit, charisma, and her one big bag of pizzazz to amaze people all over the world. Whether she's clowning around, being a red wine supernova, or trying to fool us with her unique performances, they are guaranteed to put a smile on your face. Everyone put your hands together as we bring you the Chronicles of Magical Katrina.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. How's your personal Tuesday been so far? What you been doing with yourself?
How have I what? Oh my God.
That's all
I
good.
need a translator for your accent. I'm so sorry. I need to watch Doctor Who because it's been a while.
I was in Wisconsin in a cafe, and the waitress did the exact same thing. I think I was for pancakes, and she looked at me like I just gone, I don't know, just spoken a completely different language, you know. So I do talk quite quick, so I apologise. I will slow myself down. How has your personal Tuesday been? How's your day been?
Oh, how has my personal Tuesday been?
Yeah.
Okay, I've just never heard that phrase. Is honestly.
Apologies.
My personal Tuesday, my work Tuesday, all of my Tuesdays that are happening currently are great. So how's your personal Tuesday?
Oh, it's been a long day, so I'm happy to be at home, chilling and chatting to your lovely self.
Yay! Yeah, we're in a different time zone. Where are you guys located?
I'm in London, so.
Oh, awesome! I'm going to be in London next month.
Are you? What are you
doing?
What brings you here?
I'm doing a lecture at the Magic Circle. I'm very excited.
Oh my days! That's incredible.
You know the Magic Circle?
I've definitely heard of it. Yes, I'm not entirely sure what it is.
Oh, it's the world. I think it's the oldest magic club, on record. And correct me if I'm wrong, people watching this, if you know. But and it's been around for hundreds of years, or maybe 100 years. Anyway, it's a big deal. I'm excited. It's massive. I'm going to teach about marketing and business and magic and all sorts of things. But I'm excited.
That's so cool. Fully deserved, of course. I mean, is it one of? I thought it was one of those where it's like if you're in, you can't talk about it being in there or something.
No, it's not Fight Club.
Okay. Okay.
So, Katrina, how we like to start these things is to take them right back to the start. Young little Miss Katrina, when she was growing up, what did you want to be when you were growing up? Has it always been like performance for you or something completely different?
So it's actually funny. When I was a little girl, I always wanted to be on Broadway and be in musicals and be an actress. And then I also really wanted to be a witch, like a real witch that would fly on broomsticks and summon demons and levitate things and all that stuff. I mean, I didn't want to summon demons, but I watched a lot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Kiki's Delivery Service, Halloween Town. These are all things in America. I don't know if you have them, if you watch them as much over there. I have a friend in Bristol that loves Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Shout out to Rob. But he's a magician too. I loved all of those things. And so it's kind of funny because magic came very organically. I just got hired as a princess at children's parties, and it was a way to make money. And then I kind of quickly realized that I loved it, and it became kind of a career and an art form for me. But it first started out as just kind of a job to have, doing magic as a princess and balloon twisting and stuff at kids' parties. And now that I'm, older and I've been doing it for over a decade, I look back at my childhood and I realize it was something that 5-year-old me always wanted to do. Like literally, it's my two passions. I get to do theater and be a witch. It's pretty much what it's, I didn't know it was possible to actually literally be a witch as a job. And every October I have this Halloween magic show where I get to be a witch. And it's really fun. It's like both of my passions.
That's amazing. I probably have read it somewhere that you had a love for the Wizard of Oz growing up. So I'm guessing Margaret Hamilton may have been a big influence on you growing up with the witches stuff as well.
Margaret Hamilton, is that it? I know the witches is Roald Dahl,
No,
but they're
I
like
said
not.
no. I was saying
Oh,
I read somewhere that you grew up loving the Wizard of Oz. So saying Margaret
yeah.
Hamilton, the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm guessing that was a big part
Oh,
of your love.
no. I
Oh,
honestly, I didn't even know that actress's name. So the
okay,
witch
maybe
I'm more
not.
familiar with would be Idina Menzel, who's in Wicked,
Yes, yes,
who
yes.
plays Elphaba. But that was more of a love I discovered in high school, when Wicked the musical was on Broadway. But no, for me, because she was like bad in that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, honestly, between you and me, my actual main love was Judy Garland and like everything she
Mm.
was in. I grew up watching Turner Classic Movies, and my favorite thing she was in was Meet Me in St. Louis, but no one ever knows what that is. So in interviews, especially like quick TV interviews, like Penn and Teller's Fool Us, I said Wizard of Oz. But my actual
Ah.
favorite Judy Garland movie is Meet Me in St. Louis. And if you don't know what it is, it has this great song called the Trolley Song that's like, clang, clang, clang went the trolley, ding, ding, ding went the bell. And like people probably have heard that out of context of that musical. But anyway, so I'm a big Turner Classic Movie, like old Hollywood musical nerd. And that's really, it's funny though, too, because I never thought like Wizard of Oz, yeah, does have a witch in it. But I just said that because it's like people don't know old movies, and it captures the essence of my origin story, but is familiar. Branding.
So you're saying you were a party princess when you were younger. What sort of princesses did you get to be?
Totally non-copyrighted characters.
Smart.
Best answer.
No, Cinderella, she loses her slipper. That the losing the slipper princess. It's funny, the company I worked for, they'd be like mermaid princess. And yeah, so ice princess. But I was often all of the different ones, and I would just wear a wig. My favorite princess, though, I would say is not really a princess. She's Moana, and I was doing princessing like the tail end of my princess career was when Moana had just come out, and I was very sad because I couldn't be here because I'm super white, and I didn't want to, culturally appropriate or like, be wearing Hawaiian face. That'd be very bad. But I loved her. She was my favorite, and I also love not Tatiana, Tiana, who's
Yes.
the New Orleans princess. So all my favorite princesses, I could never be. So maybe there's something to that, but I love jazz music in the 1930s.
Mm.
And so I loved Princess and the Frog. Like the whole vibe of Princess and the Frog was my favorite. And then I also love Lin-Manuel Miranda, who did Hamilton and In the Heights. And so, yeah, I loved Moana because the music is so good.
I'm trying to think what the non-copyright name for Moana would be, like Island Princess.
Yeah, probably. I will say, like, shout out to Little Mermaid, what's crazy to me, I don't know if you guys know this, fun musical theater fact, the same guy who wrote Little Shop of Horrors also wrote Little Mermaid.
I did not know that.
No.
Huh.
Wow. Oh, the same
Love
days of
that.
school day.
Yeah, I don't remember his last name. I think his first name's Howard, but yeah, he died of AIDS. Very sad. Rest in peace. I don't know. Um, but yeah, Disney has a long history of stealing musical theater composers and then taking them to Disney and having them do musicals. So anyway, if you could, my musicals led to me being a princess at children's parties, and I thought it would be like me running around and singing with the little girls, but it was mostly like face painting, balloon twisting, and doing magic shows, and a little bit of singing, but mostly magic. And so then it kind of quickly grew from there.
So how did you like learn how to do all this stuff then? Was it self-taught or did you go to like magic school? Or...
I would say it was 90% self-taught. What the thing is, when I started as a princess, they gave me like 3 magic tricks that are basic, what we in magic call self-working. And I won't say what this primarily isn't magicians that watch this, right? So I don't want to give away any secrets. But what we would primarily call self-working gimmicked magic, where you just do one thing or put something somewhere and it kind of automatically works. There's no skill required. And so I had a very basic magic show, but the woman who hired me to be a princess and taught me that didn't really explain to me like the nuances and the psychology of magic and taking your audience on a journey and, you know, little things like proving that something is fair for the magic to happen, like being like, okay, there's no strings on this spoon. Here, you can touch the spoon. Check out the spoon. Then if I levitate the spoon, you're like, holy shit, you know, that's amazing. So I'd just be like, here's, I'm levitating a spoon. So, I mean, magic's a little bit, I always compare this to kind of like joke structure, how you have like a setup and a punchline and, you know, a kicker or tag. Magic has like, you know, you show that everything's fair. You're like letting people handle the props. There's often like, you know, something like that to cement in reality that this is not something that could normally be done. And that makes the magic stronger. And then there's the moment where the magic happens. We call it a magic moment. Very creative magicians we are. And then you have like sometimes a kicker, like a second magic moment to the setup, like you levitate the spoon and then, I don't know, it flies, I don't know, whatever the second thing that bends in the air. That's not a thing, but that I do. But I just had a spoon in front of me. So, anyway, what was my point? So I learned all these magic tricks, but I did not know how to do them well because this woman who taught me wasn't a magician. She just bought magic tricks at a party store and figured that was a good add-on to princesses. So I was just doing really terrible magic shows for children for like years. And then I started reading some books. I read this amazing book called Seriously Silly by David Kay. His magic name is Silly Billy. And he's amazing, like magician in New York. He's like I would say the David Copperfield of kids magic. He really pioneered it as like an art form and a craft and wrote a lot about children's psychology. He's done Susan Sarandon's kids' birthday party, which is pretty cool. I love Rocky Horror Picture Shows, so I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, so I read his book and that totally changed my life. Like just having concrete psychological tools for doing magic with children and getting them engaged and controlling their energy and, you know, making the magic better. And then I moved to LA and I went to the Magic Castle, which is kind of like the Los Angeles version of the Magic Circle. Yes. And there was amazing magicians kind of not just doing a bunch of tricks strung together, but like making magic into a real art form. And it inspired me and it made me kind of realize that magic could be like musical theater. It could give you emotions and take you on a journey. And then I just made it kind of my career. I was like, oh my God, I had this realization. It was like all these things that I've always wanted to do. I could combine these chaotic passions like dancing and stand-up comedy and improv and wanting to be a witch when I was 5 and all these things and into like a container that is magic or like a vehicle which is magic, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my life story.
It's amazing. What was it though that made you go from like doing these rough tricks, like you say, as a party princess to then going, I want to learn more. I want to get more into this. What was it that made you want to do that?
Oh, children booing me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kids
Not the answer expected. I love it.
Yeah, they're very honest.
So was it like following that passion that made you go like, I want to do this for a job now?
Was it? Well, yeah. I mean, I was making money doing it already professionally. And I did at first thought of it kind of like as a job, like waitressing, like this is something I'll do till I'm discovered as an actress. And I just moved to Los Angeles. The La La Land movie had just come out. I was like, oh my God, this is me. I'm a quirky girl that wears vintage and moved to LA. And like, I love old Hollywood movies and I'm a redhead. Like, oh my God, what? This is about me. And so that's very much, I feel like that describing that movie condenses kind of down to where, like, if you want to picture me in that moment. And it was kind of like my side job was, doing princess stuff and magic at parties. And yeah, I really, honestly, the castle really inspired me to take it more seriously. So yeah.
Amazing.
How do you come up with like your sort of like concepts and ideas for tricks without
Oh,
getting
it's
too
all
much
over
away?
the place. Yeah,
Oh.
it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg. Like one of my favorite tricks that I do now is about how people often look like their dogs.
Okay.
And um, so in magic, and I don't think this gives it away too much, magicians often think of like method versus premise, what comes first. So here, let me see if I can find this picture of people that look like their dogs, because this is also video, right?
Yes.
Not just
Yes.
okay, cool. So you will have to like describe it to the people in the video, or I mean audio, but basically people often look like their dogs, and you see it a lot, like, you know, an old lady with white hair and a white-haired poodle, that kind of thing. Um, you know, this guy is a big guy, brunette, and a brunette dog.
Oh my
Uh,
days.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's often poodles, honestly, but like even Piff the Magic Dragon, John Vanderput, he is from England actually, and he was on
Yeah.
America's Got Talent. He dresses like his dog. Oh, I'm getting notifications. This is one of my favorites.
Wow.
That's phenomenal.
That's incredible.
So basically, it started from me just like hanging out on my balcony, smoking weed, chilling, and like noticing people in Hollywood. I used to live on Hollywood Boulevard, like on the corner, like walking around, and I'd see people looking like their dogs. And I was like, this is like such a, and I see it all the time. You know, you'll see like a big guy with tattoos and like a black beanie and his like pit bull that's black and like has this, they'll even have the same body type, like muscles. Like it is such a common occurrence. It's not all the time, but it's pretty noticeable. Like I think anybody listening to this has experienced that. So for like years, that was just a concept in my mind, but I didn't really have a method, like a way to do the magic or present it. I was just like, that's a cool, weird thing, you know? And so I just wrote it down. And then I saw someone do a magic trick where they matched like the Queen of Hearts to the Queen of Diamonds in a deck. And I was like, oh, this could be a container for this concept. So I was like, oh, that's amazing. So I started doing it that way. I printed out, well, first, what's interesting is I Googled people who look like their dogs, because I was like, let me find some pictures. And I found the pictures that I show you online. And it's this artist, here, let me find it. People who look like their dogs. Sorry, my typing is really...
You're good.
Look it up immediately. It comes up, these photos. They're really, really cool. This photographer, Gerard Gethings, who is an animal photographer, he did all these like really amazing, like nice photos. And it's a memory game now that he sells. You have to remember like the dogs and the people. So, and they're like little cardboard squares you find. So I found, I mean, there's a ton of, if you look up photos of people looking like their dogs, there aren't just his photos. There's like not as nice ones, because it's a common thing. There's like celebrity dogs. There are celebrities and dogs they look like. But so I found them. I contacted him and I was like, these are amazing. Can I do magic with them? Like, they're so cool. And by this point, I'd already been on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. So I was like, here, I want to maybe do it for Fool Us. Here's a video of me doing magic with photos on Fool Us. This would be like what I kind of would do, but something with dogs and owners. And he was like, yeah, totally. Just, you know, give me credit. And like I'm doing now, I'm giving him credit now. Very nice of him. And so now I just use those all the time. I ended up not getting on Fool Us that season, but I'm still, you know, in talks. Every season I pitch a handful of tricks to maybe be on the next season. So it's a never ending process of, hey, I have this, what do you think? And they're like, oh yeah, we like it. Oh, maybe next year. Such is getting on TV. But what was my point? Oh, so I tried the trick with that, with, you know, matching it like you'd match an ace of hearts and an ace of diamonds. And one of my favorite things to do is basically take a trick, and I love cards, but they're not like emotionally exciting, like, or memorable, right? Like, why do I care? And a lot of magic to me is like, why do I care sometimes? And so I try to take things that are relatable and in the real world, and that, you know, we're all familiar with, or might have an emotional, you know, experience to it, and bring that into magic. And everybody loves dogs. So I'm like, I would much rather match a dog and an owner than a queen and a queen, you know? So yeah, so that's one of the tricks, but a lot of different things. I'll go to a magic convention and I'll see something that's just freaking cool and I'll buy it. And then I'll get home and I'll be like, oh crap, like what's the story I'm going to tell with this thing I bought? But it's just cool. It's just a cool thing, like levitating somebody, like on, on a table, or, reading somebody's mind out of a magazine. And sometimes these things sit in my house forever. Like I had this magazine, kind of like Condé Nast. Do you have Condé Nast in England? It's like a travel magazine in America. And it's just like high-end glossy pages, lots of like photos of beaches and stuff. So someone made a magic mentalism version where you can basically, anyone can, open the magazine. There's thousands of different words, like they're all different words, which is really cool. And with memorization, you can basically tell them what word they're thinking of. So I had this in my cupboard for like 2 years because I just thought it was cool. And then I finally did a travel show. And I then was able to use it because it was travel themed. So some things just sit forever and I never use them, or it's the premise comes first and then the method comes later. And that's kind of the fun thing about magic is it's puzzle solving, problem solving, connecting. Once you think like a magician, you see everything in the world like a magician. So you might have a bunch of premises in your mind and then you kind of invent the method, or take from other methods. I don't know if that...
That's amazing.
I get excited. I'm passionate. So
I love that. It was just fascinating. I was like, yeah, come on, tell me more. But it's almost like you're hooking future Katrina up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just like getting these random bits and go, I don't know what I'll use it for, but it's obviously gonna be for something.
Yeah. Often I'm like, giving future Katrina hangovers. So occasionally got to hook her up.
There was that trick. I watched you do a trick on your YouTube earlier where you had the 3 of diamonds and then split it into the 2 and the ace. I was like, what the hell? I had to watch it over and over again. I was like, this is like just fascinated. Do you know what I mean? It's like 10 seconds. But I was there for 8. Like, this is unbelievable. It was just incredible. I thought it was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for the views.
Not at all. Not at all. I'll keep going.
Man, people that make content, like we make content, what like totally disturbs me and like makes me kind of sad. And I'm still pumping out the machine of content. But like the analytics, you go to YouTube and it'll tell me how many watch hours. And it's like an insane amount because it's everybody combined. So it'll be like 20,000 or whatever. I don't know, like something insane. And you're just like, it feels like I'm stealing people's lifespan. I know, a really dark way to look at it, but it's kind of sad. That's like 20,000 hours of not seeing a sunset people get, or being with their pet, or kissing their loved one. They're just watching some garbage on you. And not that I'm garbage, but I'm like, oh my God, what a trap we're all in. We are like part of this fucked up cog in a machine. And now everyone, you're going to see the views drop off for this video now, right after this.
She's going to get to this point, you go, woof.
People are like, yeah, I should go tell someone I love them. And they hang up. They stop looking at their phone for a minute. You're welcome, guys.
Because thanks for that. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't know. That freaks me out. I've never said that in an interview before. This is in my brain.
But if people are still with us, obviously, when you're trying to establish yourself in this world, did you have to like think of ways to make yourself stand out?
I mean, I will say, and this is yes and no. So when I first started out, less so because being a woman, there's not a lot of women magicians. I like to jokingly say it's probably like being a gay guy in musical theater. You get all these roles handed to you. You don't have to fight as much to be visible because there's only one of you. When I go to a magic convention, everybody knows my name because I'm one of the 10 women there, and there's 300 men or, 1,000 men. So, yes, in some ways, but then no, because also the thing is, or so yes, I've had to, or no, I have, oh my God. So no, I haven't had to for some times, like work on trying to be different. But then yes, I have, because also the more into magic that you get, the more you realize that since there's so few women, you really don't want to step on any toes. So there might be like 4 or 5 dudes that are all different, that have like, you know, a Sherlock Holmesy type character, and they dress different and they act different, but their premise is kind of like, I'm really observant, I can read minds, this is my character, right? Or like, I know what's going to happen before it happens, or like I'm intuitive and I'm good at solving puzzles. Like a Sherlock Holmes trope is great for magic. A lot of male mentalists do that, but as a woman, it's like there's less you can do because there's so few of you, and if two of you are doing the same thing, it's really obvious that, you know, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's also kind of in some ways limited me. Like I love the 20s to 60s, and there's this amazing there's so many amazing female magicians that also love vintage stuff. There's a woman named Simone who lives in LA, and she always has like a beehive and does 60s and like does 60s music. And like I just saw the movie last night in Soho, which I like, I don't know, a year ago I saw it, and I was like, I'm obsessed with this. I want to do a character that's from the 60s. And I was like, one woman already does that, and I don't want to step on toes, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of women magicians that are vintage characters, so it's also limited me because the things that I would naturally go to do, I don't want to step on other people's toes. Like there's two women, and I won't say their names, but they both do this magical thing where they cut a string up and then restore it back together. It's really beautiful. And a lot of women do that, but these two women do it to Greatest Showman. They both sing songs from Greatest Showman. I think one of them is a different song, one of them is a different song. I love that musical. I thought they were, for when I first saw it, I didn't know these women. I thought they were the same woman. And then I was like, oh, that's kind of, that's a little too similar, I feel like. So I really overthink it and try to not step on other people's toes because there's so few of us that it's obvious. Whereas there's like 100 David Copperfield knockoffs out there for men. There's like so many men that you could just kind of do whatever you want, I feel like. But it's a little more limited. And maybe I'm overthinking it. Like I've talked to friends about this and they're like, no, you can just do what you want. If it's specific enough, it'll be fine. And I'm like, I think if someone saw a picture of me and I had 60s hair, I was doing 60s magic, like with music, it would be, someone would be like, you're taking this person's bit. And so, yeah. I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it doesn't.
Great therapy, by the way. I have two ideas, though, I am really excited about. I don't think anybody's doing this, but it's taken me like over a decade of being in magic to like go, okay, I think this is an original idea. I'm pretty sure this is an original idea. I want to do kind of like a spy character. I think that unlocks a lot of magical things you can do. You could do escapes. You can read minds. Like, do you know what the secret code is? And then like write it down, like, and they say the secret code and you're like, yes, it is. Like, there's so many things as a spy that I feel like you could do that translate to magic tricks. And it's just a fun, silly world, you know, and everyone's familiar with this trope too, like a spy. So I don't know, that's an idea I have. And then also maybe like a vintage explorer character where I travel around the world. I have different things that I'm showcasing, almost like I'm inviting people to my living room and I'm like somebody's cool aunt. And I'm like, hey, here's all the things from the travels that I've been on. I'm going to show you. And I got this in Egypt and this in India. And I have stories and magic for all of those things. So that's also an idea I have. And if you're listening to this and somebody already does that, let me know.
Hopefully not.
Or don't.
Man or woman, let me know if somebody already does that. I'll say too, like, I don't want to step on toes of men. There's amazing magician Jacqui. He does this Halloween creepy cool character. And like, if anyone was ever to do like an Addams Family creepy character, everyone would be like, dude, that's his bit, you know? Yeah. So there's also certain, like, if you get to a certain level too of making like a unique thing, then it's kind of yours. So I just need to find, I don't know, I love character-driven magic, and I really want to find that. But honestly, everything I've done up until this point is just me being me. And sometimes people are like, oh, your character is like so unique. And I'm like, I'm just like being myself. Like literally, I don't have any character. I'm trying to find a character, and I like don't have one. So I'm working on it.
I suppose that is what makes you stand out, though, because you're not a character, you're you, just turned up a little bit.
Well, you're very sweet. I think most magicians are them. The ones that stand out for me, at least, my favorites are the ones that have a character and like a unique point of view. like Lucy Darling, she's amazing. Rob Zabrecki, as I was talking about, David Kovac. Oh my God, there's more. I can't think of them right now, but there are more that have amazing points of view and are great. Tina Leonard, yeah. So I'm just saying those. Maybe people will go Google those people. Those are some of the greatest magicians, men and women, and they have very like specific characters. But that's me also being a theater kid. I love that. And I do have a witch themed magic show in Halloween, like that I do, and I love that, and that's very character driven. And then I just recently made a travel themed show for this high end like yacht that I went on to Portugal. It was amazing, and they hired me to do a whole 45-minute show, and so I took the challenge and made it travel themed, like high end travel, and it was really fun. So I need to now maybe make another show. I mean, I think a spy would be good.
Does sound cool.
I think a spy would be good.
Sound cool.
The
There's a
travel
lot of
idea was.
misdirection when you're a spy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the travel idea I quite liked. I mean, I saw from your Instagram, obviously, you've traveled quite a fair bit anyway. You've been to loads of amazing places that are absolutely stunning. Is there like somewhere you've ever wanted to go that you haven't been yet?
When I was a little girl, I always wanted to go to Paris, and I've probably been there like 10 times. And Alaska. I would love to go to Alaska. I would love to go to China. I really want to go to all the Disneylands, and I've been to Disneyland Paris. I've been to Disneyland Japan, and I've been to the ones in America. So I would really like to go to the 2 Disneylands in China. Like, preferably before we make them enemies, like, all the way.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know where else I really, really wanted to go, and now I can't go, is, like, Moscow. Like, I want to see those beautiful buildings, like, in the Anastasia movie. When I was a little girl, about the princess, the cartoon about Anastasia. Those look so beautiful. And they used to have one of the biggest, most impressive, like, swing dance competitions, international ones in Moscow, and I'm a big swing dancer and Lindy Hopper, and so I really wanted to go. I feel like 10 or 12 years ago, and I think that people went back then, but I don't think that they do anymore. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's like a ton of Americans going to Russia right now.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No.
Not that we know about
It's
anyway.
not as bad as like North Korea, but yes. Sorry, North Korea Tourism Board. Watching this.
So obviously we said earlier, like how what you do is yourself turned up. So you've obviously got to have a level of confidence to go out there, put yourself on stage. Is that something? Have you always been like quite a confident person from a young age, or is that something you had to teach yourself to be able to put yourself out there?
So yes, I was always very much into dancing and singing. I was the kind of kid that would always be performing at our family gatherings, and I've just always been a ham and loved that. And I love making you guys laugh. It's like positive reinforcement, like bringing people joy. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna keep trying to do this. This is great. I like this feeling of people laughing. I don't know. So just I've always, since I was a little girl, been like, oh, this is makes people happy. I don't know.
I get it. I completely get it. And like you've had some amazing opportunities, especially like making people laugh, making them feel good. Like you got to be on screen with some icons. One particular stood out to me, an absolute fashion icon, Blippi. How on earth did you end up on Blippi?
So a lot of my secrets, one, I live in LA. So a lot of the film, the TV, the music videos are happening here. I think that's a really big secret to my success. Maybe when I'm like 50, I will move somewhere else. But like so many of the opportunities I've had are because I'm in LA, and then because I'm good at SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, for those of you who don't know. And basically, if you Google female magician near me or female magician Los Angeles, I come up, So then they find me. So Blippi wanted a female magician, and Chappell Roan wanted a female magician. And I was just in a USA Today article, which is a big deal in America because it's USA Today. But I guess it'd be like similar to The Guardian or something. And they just found me because they were doing an article about diversity in magic. So that's and I will say too, when people get to my website, you have to have a net to be found, but once you get there, I have good design, I have good photos, I have good social proof that shows I've been doing this a long time, and it's kind of like pushing a snowball down a hill, and it just grows and grows and grows, and the more photos and news and videos I do, the more I look like an expert, and the more people come here and they're like, oh, we should have her on our show because she's been on these shows, and it grows, the snowball grows, if that makes sense. Like, it feeds itself. And so SEO.
I mean, it works. I reached out to you. It works.
Oh, did you find me because of Googling like female magician? You were like, yeah, how'd you guys find me?
But I'm trying to remember how it was I found you now. Because it was a little while ago, but something popped up and I stumbled on your website, and it was literally like, holy shit, she's done loads of stuff. Like, she's got to have an amazing story to tell. Let's reach out. So it clearly works.
Yeah, thank you. I loved doing Blippi, and I loved doing Chappell Roan because a large part of my internal struggle as a woman in our, Western culture is being like the Madonna versus the whore, and not to be too feminist here because you're both dudes, but like, what the patriarchy puts on women. And I was bullied a lot in magic, 8, 9, 10 years ago for posting pinup photos and doing burlesque and kind of being sexier and flirtier. People would say like, oh, you're using that to get ahead. And I'd even have female friends that were like, you can't combine doing magic at children's parties and then also having a sexy photo on your Instagram. And I was like, well, I'm dressed very like PG when I do corporate events and kids parties. Like, I think a big part of just being a human in general is learning how to code switch to your environment, but that doesn't mean that those parts of me stop existing when I'm at the other places. And I doubt 4-year-olds are following me on Instagram. So it's like, why can't on Instagram, which is, how I'm expressing myself and all of the facets of me, have like a sexy pinup photo and then like a bunch of little girls and me, and we're doing magic and jumping around and dancing because that's my job. Like, they're both parts of me. And I mean that in general, not just for women. I think that, we're all multifaceted, diverse beings. And so putting women in the Madonna versus whore thing is just very, I think, old fashioned. So even though it was maybe having me like be bullied a little bit and maybe occasionally lose opportunities, I still was really pretty successful in work because most corporate events and kids parties that find me, and in weddings and things like that, they're going on my website, and my website is super squeaky clean, professional, looks nice. And then like social media is where I can showcase all the parts of myself. And anyone who's, observant can see in each thing I post that I'm dressed different ways for the different things. Like, it's pretty common sense. But anyway, what was my point? So I got bullied a lot for it, just within like magic, because magic is a very culturally old-fashioned community. And I will say it's gotten so much better the last 10 years, thanks to women like really pioneering and coming together and making it a more supportive place. I just went to the first ever Women in Magic conference called Mystify Magic, and it was awesome. There's only like a couple hundred of us because it's still a small amount of people, but it was really, really awesome. So where was I going with this? So this is something I've always kind of made my brand or part of me. And so then getting to be in a Chappell Roan music video where I don't wear pants and I like am in a leotard and I'm sexy and my boobs look great and I'm doing magic and I'm seducing her and then we make out. I was like, this is great. I'm like queer and glamorous and vintage and kind of burlesque-y and like, I love it. And then a year later, Blippi reached out and they're like, hey, like we want you to do stuff with kids that's super PG and like, fits with our brand. And I was like, yes, I will. These are both aspects of me. And I feel like it was hard to stick to, be true to myself and follow both of those things and present them to the world because, again, people say they don't go together, but I got rewarded for it and I was able to be like, ha, they do. I can be both things. I don't have to just be one thing. So screw you, patriarchy.
Absolutely. Like, I'll be honest, I watched both of those things earlier today and not once did it cross my mind to go, in that video she's making out of Chappell Roan and in that video she's entertaining kids. That's wrong. I was like, this awesome person's doing magic and entertaining people. That's all that came across my mind. Like, I can't believe people would even think that.
Yeah, and again, magic used to be, and to some is still pretty conservative, weirdly. It's a very old-fashioned community, but there are people working to change it. So yeah.
Yeah, and you're all breaking the mold and all flipping the script, and eventually there'll be 1,000 women, and there'll be 2,000, there'll be 5,000. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way it's going down. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why people feel the need to be like, oh, I don't like this. What a load of shit. Ah, it's scaring me. Don't like it. Get rid of it. Like, do you know what I mean? Just grow up. Basically.
I don't get it. I really don't. But I suppose with the Blippi thing, though, I suppose your background doing the princess stuff, working with children, was like perfect. Like, this is perfect for her. There.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And that Chappell Roan video as well. Like, were you a fan of her before this opportunity came around, or was it like this is how you discovered her?
So in 2020, during COVID, I was listening to Pink Pony Club on repeat like all summer. It was my boyfriend at the time. I'm sure I annoyed him so much. I was listening to it nonstop, and it was just she was an indie artist that got recommended to me on Spotify, and I just knew that song. And then when I was talking to them on the phone about it, I kind of didn't realize who it was, and so I quoted them my day rate, for magic consulting, not thinking about it. And then I got off the phone and I looked her up, and I was like, it's the Pink Pony Club lady! And I was like so excited. And it's crazy because honestly, at the time when we shot the music video, she had the same amount of followers that I have now, like 140K on Instagram. She was not, it was like 3 years ago, she hadn't blown up. But to me, she was famous. And I remember being like, trying to not be a dork on set because I was like, oh my God, you're a big deal. And I totally could have, probably become her friend, but I was like so starstruck. And now she's like exploded. I think she has like 10 million followers or something. So it's like, oh, like part of me is like, dang it, why didn't I like make more an effort to be her friend because I thought she was amazing back then before she blew up. And now it's like, yeah, but she was really wonderful to work with. I mean, I sometimes talk to the director and stuff like that, but she's like on a whole nother level now. We're not like in touch, but she was really wonderful, respectful. She really talks the talk and walks the walk of what she says. She's really, I think, famous for sticking up for artists and rights and making sure they're getting paid and getting health insurance. And so often when I work with people on YouTube videos and things like that, you can look at my channel, they'll underpay you. They'll say they're going to tag you and that like their followers matter and that's payment enough. And then you often get screwed after you do something with them. So,
Wow.
Yeah, and she was not that way. She did not negotiate my rate. Like her team was so respectful, so wonderful, so easy to work with. Great experience. They tagged me in the video if you go to the, information section, which is literally no effort to do. So I don't understand why all these like different big names, and you can find them on my Instagram or on my YouTube. You can see who I've worked with. Pretty much she's the only one that's not screwed me in that way. And so I won't say names, but
as much as you want
great. To. No, yeah. I didn't sign anything either, which is partly why so now I have a contract if some like YouTuber with like 30 million followers is like, hey, can you do magic? We're gonna underpay you less than you make in an hour for like 5 hours, but you'll get to be on this thing. It'll be great exposure. We'll tag you, and then they just don't. So, but yeah. No. Anyway, what's my point? Don't do that. That's like shitty to do to artists. Don't do that, people. If you're listening,
just be a good
tag
person.
them. It takes like 10 seconds.
Yeah, if that.
It doesn't even take away from you. There's no like loss of anything to tag people and give them credit. Sorry, that's my soapbox.
You're good. You're all good.
I love that the Chappell Roan thing. I noticed that's like the single before Hot to Go as well. So it was like the cusp. Like that song comes out, then the next one comes out, and she's like,
yeah. I mean, I love her. I love everything she stands for. I grew up doing musical theater, and I was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show Shadowcast for like 4 years. That was that raised me, was my local Rocky Horror Shadowcast in high school. I've played Rocky, I've played Janet, I've played a transvestite from Transylvania, like the alien people. And it like that was my whole upbringing was queer. And, I'm bi, and I like, yeah. So I was like, this is like everything that I'm about, on so many different levels. So it was really cool. I love everything she stands for, and she's awesome.
It is like my young daughter. She absolutely idolizes her because she, the same herself. She classes herself as bi, and she's like, there's someone out there in the world representing us. It's not a secret. It's not a hidden thing anymore. Like I can be who the fuck I want to be, and I love it. I'm all for it. So obviously, one thing you're probably most known for though is Penn and Teller. We mentioned it before. Like, how did this opportunity come around? Did you say you had to apply for it?
I think most people that are on Penn and Teller's Fool Us apply by sending in an email, and they often will announce on their social media when they're doing casting and what email to send it to. For those of you interested, I met them at the Society of American Magicians National Convention 5 years ago, and I did this act that was not fooling at all, but my friend convinced me to do it. It was this, so usually they have a close-up magic contest. They didn't this year. They had just presenting on a stage for the producers, and they'll give you notes after and talk to you. So I was like, kind of like, it was sort of an audition in person, and it was just for this one thing. They don't usually do it that way. So I did a trick that every single magician in the world knows how to do, but it showcased my personality. And there was this moment where I reveal the magic, and I said, "Okay, guys, try to pretend you've never seen this trick before. Wouldn't this be freaking awesome if you've never seen it before?" And that got a good laugh, like breaking the fourth wall. And it was, it's a journey. It's theatrical. It's not, always. It doesn't have to always be about the magic. But I mean, for Fool Us, it definitely is. So, and then I did the thing and like spread the cards. So afterwards, they were like, "We really like your personality. We want to have you on the show. Like, here's our email." And I went back and forth with them for like a month, pitching ideas. And a lot of being on TV is this process. Like, you're solving a problem for them. So if you, you're filling a slot for them, right? They need a show. They need people to be on it. They're on your team. They want you to be on the show for the most part, but you have to work with them. You have to give them things to bounce off of or ideas. So I sent them 10 different things, and going back and forth and working with them and figuring out what they liked and what they don't like and combining stuff. And then I was eventually on the show, and I just was practicing, rehearsing, sending them videos of it. Other times I've heard acts will be like say Gazo, who's this amazing magician. He does cups and balls, where you have cups and balls. It's a very creative name. He was on the show, and he's like the best at cups and balls in the whole world. That's his thing. It's not the most fooling because everyone knows how cups and balls works, but it is just such an insane, he's so good at it. So they just put him on the show because they're like, the whole world should see your cups and balls. So certain people, they'll be like, "You're the best of the best." Like they had Jeff McBride on. He's the best of the best at what he does. Or they'll have people that no one's ever heard of, but they invented this weird, cool new card thing. And they're like, "Okay, you got to be on the show. That's super fooling." And so for me, they were like, "Okay, we really like you. We like your personality. Give us some ideas for how we could get you on the show." And then I invented, a thing and gave them a bunch of ideas. And then that's how I got on. So there's a bunch of different ways to get on the show. But the main one, if you are not at the Society of American Magicians competition thing, is to just email them, and they'll announce on their Instagram. So go follow them on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram too, at magical, Katrina, magical Katrina. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so that's how I got on. And yeah.
So how did you decide what trick you wanted to do on the show?
So I had a bunch of, I don't want to get too much into methods.
No.
Sorry.
No, not at all. I just wondered what made you decide on that one particularly. Sorry.
I didn't get to decide. That's what I'm saying. I gave them 15 things, and they pick what thing.
See. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah. I'm not this is what you should have me do. Here you go. You don't have power. I don't have power. No. And the magicians that are I sent them one thing and they said, "No, I'm never going to be on the show." I'm like, well, that's where you messed up. You have to send them a bunch of things, because if they don't like the one thing you send, then they're not going to respond to you. But if they like something out of the 10 things you send, then they're going to have you on. They're going to work with you. You got to give them something to react to or look at and pick. So Yeah, but I also ask like magician friends. Shout out to Sean Farquhar, who gave me advice and helped me a lot with Fool Us. And oh, my friend Rob Flory in England, who loves Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's in Bristol. He helped me a lot. Faye Presto is an amazing female magician in England. I don't know why I say female. I just feel like people should know because it's more badass than being a male magician. I don't know. But she was like helping me the last week before. It's like fighting fabric and like doing things. And again, I don't want to get too much into the method, but you know, a lot of me getting on the show is just not giving up, going back and forth with them with videos and emails, and then also just using my friends like to bounce ideas off of. And you know, it takes a village. The people that are like, I did this all on my own, are really like making it hard on themselves. Like friends are great, especially like work friends that you can bounce ideas off of. So
I'm now convinced they ask for loads of options so they can watch them and go, yeah,
No, they don't
I
ask.
can work that one out. I can work that one out.
They don't ask though.
No,
No, that's
joking,
the thing.
I'm
They
joking.
don't ask. You email them. That's why so many magicians are like, oh, I sent them one video and they didn't like it. They never responded. I'm like, but they don't say, oh, can you send us more? We want to see more. Like you have to like, and this is also my business. I know you're kidding, but this is also like how I think of business too. It's like make it as easy as possible for the client to book you. Like, you know, there's so often I'll send an email to another magician introducing them to a client because I can't do a gig. And the magician will go, cool, do you want me to send you something? It's like, bitch, just send them something. Like, why are you asking them? Like, send them your video so that there's no, like, make it as easy as possible for them to move down your sales funnel. Give them the information so that, you know, they can book you. Like, don't ask. It's not like you're going to their house and knocking on their door. Like sending a video, just send the video.
You perform a lot in libraries as well with kids and that sort of thing. You've been doing that for quite a while. Like I was watching the video, it's fascinating, but the kids must fucking love it. But how do you cater your shows from like adult shows to kids shows?
So I love doing libraries. I think it's a great way to give back. I was raised pretty poor and I went to the library a lot as a kid. So I like practically lived there. And so it's really important to me to do them. And how I tailor them for kids versus adults, honestly, they both have, drunk adults and kids have really short attention spans. So they're similar. But no, like the jokes are different. So one of my favorite examples of joke being different is I'll say, you know, tell me your favorite magical phrase. So like, Jamie, what's your favorite magical phrase?
I'll be honest, first one that comes to mind is abracadabra.
Okay, my favorite magical phrase is free alcohol. Or depending on if it's a classier group, I'll say open bar. You know, but then if I'm with kids, I'll say, if it's little kids, I'll say chicken nuggets. And they're like, that's so silly. That breaks the pattern of what I thought you were going to say. Chicken nuggets are silly. And they like laugh because they're just like absurd things. And then older kids, I'll sometimes say like, no homework, you know? So it depends on the age, but like that's the same exact setup and just like a different punchline. So that's kind of what I'll do is change it up like that. And a lot of my kids' shows, I will have jokes for the adults. So like there's a part where we make chocolate appear and the kids I'm trying to think of, and this is from Seriously Silly, the book I was talking about, like interactions per minute instead of laughs per minute. So with kids, as long as they're engaging a bunch, that's a way to keep them, like it's a conversation with you and them instead of just doing magic at them. That's a way to keep them engaged. So one of the things I'll do is I'll make chocolate appear. I'll say, there's a problem with this. This is only one piece of chocolate. Raise your hand if you can eat more than one piece of chocolate. You get all these kids raising their hands. And I'm like, how many can you eat? And they'll be like 5. And I'm like, you. And they're like 1,000. And I'm like, what about you? And they're like 1,000,000. You know, and there's a lot of like interaction happening. And then for the adults, I'll say, yeah, you're right. This is not enough chocolate to eat alone in my car later. And that gets a laugh from the moms because they're like, girl, I've been there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're like because that's a woman. I don't know. It's men can also sit in their car alone eating chocolate and crying, but like, you know, it's a, and that goes over the kids' heads because to them sitting in a car alone eating chocolate is like a freaking dream, right? when you're an adult, it's like sad and weird. So, but then I'm getting interactions with the kids per minute. Like I'm getting them hyped. They're kind of almost doing like an auction. I'll be like, I hear 2,000. How many pieces can you eat? 100,000. And then the little boys will be like infinity, and and the girls will be like, no, infinity in one. And so it's just the kids are into it, and then I'll have like a joke that goes over their heads for the parents. So that's kind of how I balance it. And I try to think of it like a Pixar movie. There's something for everyone. So I mean, this is branding too, but I'll say like, I'm not a kids entertainer. I'm a family entertainer. And I'll often, on the sales call say, everything in my show is super fooling to adults. I do the magic trick I did on Penn and Teller's Fool Us that fooled Penn Jillette, but not Teller. Teller's smart. He figured it out. But Penn is smart too, but he's a little bit nicer, I think. But he didn't catch me. So yeah, that's kind of how I do it, if that is helpful.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that just because you mentioned about how you fooled Penn, and he was stood right next to you, which I find mental because Teller was further away. I don't know if it was code speak. Obviously, I can't ask, but like the way he was talking to you and stuff, like it's like a normal conversation, but obviously it means something way different to you than it did to us. But,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that although I completely understood why, that drove him mad. He was like, yeah, he got it. I was like, did he though? We don't know he got it. What happened?
Yeah.
We're just going to take your word for it.
That's, I think, why people like to come back and watch, is it's a puzzle to solve. And if they can kind of figure out with their words what they're thinking, it's like a riddle too. I think that's one of the show's genius things, for sure.
Yeah. I did mean to mention, obviously, you mentioned earlier you were a fan of Buffy growing up. Alison Hannigan's the host of that show. So that must have been like a moment for you. Like,
I was
shit,
so
I'm stood next to Willow. What the fuck?
90% of magicians that go on that show, I think, are like, oh my God, Penn and Teller. I was like, oh my God, Willow Rosenberg. That was to me like, I've literally like seen every episode like 13 or 14 times. When I was 18, I'd seen every episode 10 times. And now that I'm an adult, every 2 or 3 years I'll go back and I'll watch all of Buffy and all of Angel, because it's, it's comforting. It reminds me of like where I've come from. It's like the nostalgia. It's like a religious experience to me, like going back and be like, okay, like my internal landscape was shaped in these ways. And every single time I do it, like, I'm like, oh my God, like it's like therapy. I'm like, oh, this is why I'm into older men with British accents. Okay, Giles. Okay. We're like, I'm so excited. Sounds like you know Buffy pretty-ish well.
I was going to say, what's funny is my wife is watching it in the other room right now. She's on a watch through at the moment, so yeah.
Oh my God, what episode is she on?
I believe she's on season 3. I don't know what episode though.
Okay.
I feel like she's going to hear that and message me in a moment, so I might have an update.
Nice. Okay, but yeah, it's a good season. You have Faith. Faith is amazing. Okay, so what was I going to say? Like, even I'm so excited to go to England and go to a magic club where it's like British guys, like, there's a dress code and they wear suits, and there's a magic library at the Magic Circle, and I'm going to lecture for them. It's like the closest thing you could do in the world to going to the Watchers Council. If you know what that is, if you watch Buffy, it's like the Watchers Council's like the guys that tell the Slayers what to do and like train them. And each Slayer has a Watcher. It's kind of like Yoda. They're their mentor. So like Giles is Buffy. Anyway, the Watchers Council, and you only see it for like a little bit. They have this big library and headquarters in England, and you see some of the Watchers, and they're all like silver fox British guys. Anyway, so I'm very, very excited to go to like the real life equivalent, and I hope that the Magic Circle, if they're watching this, is flattered by that, because it's cool. There's like a secret magic library. It's like, a headquarters, and it's like, hidden in an alleyway, and like, it's so cool. I'm really honored to lecture for them. Also because it's a really big opportunity in my career, but like the nerd in me is like, oh my God, this is like, it's like being on the Starship Enterprise, so yeah, anyway, Buffy's shaped a lot of weird things. Like, I love men that wear suits because of Buffy. I, probably even the way I talk, because it taught me a lot of social skills when I was a kid. Like, I had a single mother, and I just grew up renting Buffy the Vampire Slayer DVDs from the library, and and all the characters are kind of quirky. And I'm like, oh my God, I think that's why I have the same cadence of speech. I don't know if that's creepy, and maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but I'm pretty nerdy about it. And it was so cool to do Magic for Allison Hannigan. Oh my God, it was so cool.
In an update, she just messaged saying season 3, episode 16, Doppelgangland. I don't know if that means anything.
Doppelgangland. Gosh, Doppelgang season 3.
I don't know.
Doppelgangland. There's a lot of things that could be. I'm trying to think.
I don't know. That's the name of the episode. That's all
okay. Ask her if there's like 2 creepy ghost children, and all the moms are like attacking the.
I think that was the episode before. I walked in and she was watching that one last night.
That's how good I am.
She was watching that last night, so I know that happened.
The creepy ghost children and all the parents like witch hunt, and then Amy turns herself into a rat accidentally. The witch.
Yes, I remember seeing that as we came out recording last night.
Doppelgangland. I'm guessing maybe something to do with faith. I don't know. Or I'm such a nerd. Nicholas Brendan Xander. Maybe he has. Does he have a whole like side adventure? Or no, or Faith takes over Buffy's body.
Shall I message her and ask her what's the episode's about, just to make you feel a bit better?
I want to know if I'm right or not. I love it. So I'm like such a dork about it. I mean, even if you go to look at my USA Today article, which is like a big publication, they're like, so tell us how you got into magic. I'm like, I grew up watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I saw so many strong female role models like in other things, but I never thought that I could do magic. I never thought about it because there really wasn't a female magician to look up to. You know, I thought like, oh, I'll be a witch like Willow, or I'll be a musical theater actor. Literally, the combination of those is a magician, but all I ever saw was men on TV doing magic, you know, so. Anyway, I hope I can be some little girl's, inspiration, or they can see me and go, oh, I could do that too. Just being like, oh, hey, somebody who looks like me is doing that thing.
Anya trying to get back her amulet. Faith is pretending to be normal. She's low-key working for the mayor.
Anya trying to get back her amulet. I don't know. I mean, I know the amulet, and I know Anya.
Oh, and Vampire Willow.
Oh, okay, it is. It's the first. It's when Anya's first introduced. Yeah.
Okay, she knows where she is now. I wonder what you're doing after we get off this.
No, honestly, you're missing a really good episode. Vampire Willow is so sexy. She's wearing an all tight leather bodysuit. And this guy comes up to her and he's like, hey, you have to do my homework because you're a nerd. And she's like a sexy vampire, and she pushes him and she goes, bored now. And she's like a total dom. And like, you have to go rewatch it. Vampire Willow is like so hot. Missing out.
I've got to start this show, I think. But you mentioned the USA Today article. Like, how did that all come about? Did they approach you and say we want to do a whole piece on it? And
SEO.
Yes, go on SEO. Yeah. We love that.
Yeah, they're like female magician. Oh, here's one. Tell us about being a female magician. Okay.
Busted it. Love that shit.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and honestly, I will say, like, when I started doing this 10 years ago, I had another female magician be like, all right, and I've also heard this too on like podcasts and things, like with other women magicians, where they're like, I don't want to be a female magician. That's like saying female president or female pilot. I just want to be called a pilot. And I'm like, 100% agree with you. We should be treated equal. But also, how are people going to find you?
Yeah.
Like the mom that wants her little 5-year-old girl to be inspired because there aren't a lot of female magicians is going to look up female magician, and then they will find you. So, okay, you can argue all day and night about how we should just be treated like magicians, but, you know, if I'm looking for like somebody who's tall that can help me get an object on a tall shelf, I'm gonna look up tall person. Like if I look up a hairstylist, I'm gonna look up a hairstylist. You know, that's just how the world works, and how Google works is people are gonna go, ooh, what's this differentiator? I'm looking for it, and then find you. So yeah, anyway, I think it's fine to say whatever you need to say to stand out, as long as, you know, your intentions are positive. You know, I'm not making being a female my entire thing. but it is an aspect of me.
Of course it is. Which you, as we've said many times in this, which you're damn proud of, and you are absolutely killing it. So there we are. You just not
Thank
drink
you.
over, did you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Anyway, so I think please do SEO. And honestly, I think SEO is going to go away in the next few years because of AI. But then you could have a large language model algorithm. Then you have to get really good at that. So that ChatGPT, when you look up female magician, or two guys with beards doing a podcast.
we did mention before about you giving back and things like that. I did want to touch on that because I was going through, like, doing my research on you, and I saw, like, you sell magic kits to help kids get into this and help grow the next generation. And you do your work with Magicians Without Borders and things like that. And I think it's amazing that, you know, you've learnt these skills and now you've reached that point, you're like, let's raise the next generation. Let's pass this information on. Let's make more of me, to certain, not in an ego way, but you know what I mean? Like, bring the world up. And I think that's absolutely amazing that you're doing this.
Thank you. I mean, the magic kits is great. Products is a great way to make money. Although honestly, I probably sell like 5 of them a month. It's not a big, big business over here. But I do think it is really important to have magic kits with a girl on them and show them, look, somebody that looks like you could do this thing. And it is really silly, but it is, again, why I was more into Buffy than Spider-Man. There's not, it's good to have like a superhero or a magician or a doctor or a NASA scientist that like looks like you. And then you can like, oh man, I can do this thing. And it's so simple. And I know it's silly, but when you're 5 or 6, you don't know the subtlety. Like you just know that you're like, oh, I can relate to this thing. I want to do that. So I think it is really important.
So as we start bringing this to a close, what are your goals, like achievements, things you're aiming for in the future now? What are you setting your sights on?
Oh, people always ask me that, and I'm so ADHD. I don't know. I have so many different things I want to do. I would love to have a TV show or a special. I do not necessarily want a show in Vegas because I love Vegas, but I don't want to live in Vegas. So people always are like, do you want to like have a show in Vegas? Like it's the goal. And I'm like, I'm good. I love LA and I love travel. I don't want to be stuck in a place where I can't go away. Like, even people that are millionaires like Copperfield, he still has to be there for his shows. I'm like, I don't want anything tying me down that much. And I do love Vegas. I love working in Vegas, but I don't want to have to be anywhere. And the reason I crafted this life is so that I can like decline gigs, do gigs, fly to another country, go to Burning Man for 3 weeks. Like, I don't want anything tying me down. So I would like to have like a TV special or a show. And what I like about that is it is perfect, right? You can control everything in that, hour-long episode, and you can put all of your heart and soul and time into it. And then it permanently is that thing. And you can then fly to another country or go do something else. So it's not that I want it because I'm like, I want to be famous. I want to be on TV. But I'm like, okay, if I were to do a big project, I want something that allows me to have freedom. And so that's really important to me. And I'm not like, I have magician friends that have slide decks for the shows they want to do. And they're meeting with producers. I am not there. I'm not, but if someone has an idea of like female magician, like reach out to me. That'd be great. Please have me in your show. But so that's kind of like, I guess, a far off goal because I don't have a concrete thing I'm working on towards that. But if I like had a big goal, I think that would fit the most with my lifestyle. Again, in regards to freedom, I just want to keep being able to make art that makes me happy, but also challenges me and like, has a message and an emotional impact. And that doesn't really go hand in hand with doing magic commercially. So it would be cool to eventually have passive income, either from something like really boring and unsexy, like real estate investing or the stock market, and then be able to do art separately. Right now I'm in this in between where I'm doing a lot of magic and it's very commercial. It's for corporate events and for people's weddings and their birthdays. And it's like a service I'm giving to them. And I love what I do and I make people happy, but I'm also not doing like weird art, Yeah. I'm not going to go to like Jimmy's birthday and be like, hey, I'm a spy. Like probably I wouldn't, or go to somebody's wedding. I'm not going to go to somebody's wedding and be like, hey guys, I'm a spy sent here. Like, so yeah, like to make the cool, weird art that I want to make, like it doesn't go with making money very much. So I don't know, those are kind of my goals. It's a constant struggle. I think anyone who's an artist is like, how do I make money, but also, you know, be doing something that is for me and a bigger goal than just capitalism. So
All I thought when you said that originally was magic travel show. I'm not sure what that would look like, but magic travel show.
and that's what I'm doing. I have one of those. I have a 60-minute magic travel show. And I think it is the in-between of commercial and something I'm passionate about. And I did it because I figured I can pitch it to Belmont, the Ritz-Carlton, the Orient Express, resorts in exotic countries, like, you know, casinos in China. Like I can make it work for almost anything incorporating travel. So I feel like it's a catch-all for those kinds of things, but it is still like something I made for a specific market. It's not just like something I made because I was like, oh, this is cool and weird and I want to make it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I do. When you first started on your journey in the world of magic and wanting to be a witch and all that sort of stuff, did you ever think that, you know, this is where you'd be right now today after having everything that you've done so far?
No, when I was a little girl, I thought I would be on Broadway. Like I was like, wanted to be Sutton Foster, Bernadette Peters. Like that was what I wanted from probably 3 years old. When I first saw Mimi in St. Louis with Judy Garland, full circle. And like Wizard of Oz and Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. Like that's like, I was like, that's what I want to do. And every single time I had a birthday, I would wish on my birthday candles. And every single time I had, you know, one of those like flower things that they blow seeds everywhere. We had a lot of those in our yard, and my mom would be like, "Don't do that." And I'm like, "But I'm doing wishes." I would wish to be like an actress and like a famous Broadway star, and like so my dream technically has not come true, I guess. But I feel like I'm actually doing something way better. I don't know, not to be too much of a hater, but I have friends that like are in touring casts of Broadway shows and they make nothing. So it's good that I am doing what I'm doing, because that actually makes more money and is a lot more stable. And also I get to like control what I say. Like I'm not saying someone else's words. I get to make my own jokes and my own messaging and my own like creativity. So I'm really glad that I found this and I'm not doing what I thought as a kid I would be doing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I don't know. And maybe that's like the older you get, the more you realize where you started and where you are isn't what you originally wanted, and you make peace with it. That's just part of getting old. But I do think like if I told my younger self what I was doing, she'd be like, "Hells yeah, that's the dream." I just didn't think I could because there weren't female magicians, and I know that's so stupid to say, but it really is like makes a difference. Like, yeah,
And
I don't know.
thanks to you and other people in that world now, young girls can look up and go, there is female magicians and I can fucking do this. So the flag you're flying is clearly working, and I think it's fucking wonderful. As a guy with 2 daughters, I fully encourage anyone that teaches women to go out there, be themselves, do what they want to do, because you can, and nothing should fucking stop you.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Katrina, before we let you go, any plugs, social medias, websites, where can people find you out in the world?
Yeah, so if you want to buy a magic kit for a girl or boy or human adult in your life, magicalkits.com. Magicalkits.com, exactly how you think that those things are spelled. And then my website is magicalkatrina.com, how you would normally spell magical, and then Katrina with a K, so it's Katrina. And my branding and everything is pretty much consistent on every single platform. I'm on Magical Katrina. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and all of those things as Magical Katrina, at Magical Katrina. And except for Snapchat, it's really weird. I didn't go on Snapchat for like 10 years. And then I went on for like the first time in 10 years because someone told me it's what all the kids are on. And like I got logged out. It said that I like did something that went against guidelines of Snapchat, but I haven't posted on it in like 10 years. So I was like, what did I do? I don't know what I did. Like, and I never sent naked photos or anything. I know some of you are listening are like, I know what people used Snapchat for 10 years ago. I didn't, and so I don't know what it was. I think, you know, they just, so I'm not on Snapchat. Sorry, guys.
But I don't get it. It's just a photo for 10 seconds or something.
Yeah, that's me too. Is like, I already think that social media as a machine is like evil, like as I said earlier.
Yeah.
And but it's worse to put all of your energy into something that disappears.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't even do it then. Why would you feed it your life hours if you aren't even building something? Like, what the fuck, Zoomers? Just get rid of social media then. I mean, I don't know. Someone comment, I don't know, on this YouTube video and explain to me Snapchat. I'm like an old lady over here. I don't know.
Oh, Katrina, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. It really has. It's been amazing to learn all about your world and the amazing things you've achieved.
Aw, thank you, guys. I didn't even hear about the amazing things you've achieved. Quick, Jamie, what is something you're really proud of?
Kids and this show.
I was gonna say kids. I could a little bit of mentalism. What about you, Tom? Do you have children? Do you have a
No kids for me,
partner?
thank you. I have a new partner. Yeah, I've recently just met somebody. But I'm just like being happy. I like you mentioned earlier, I really enjoy making people laugh as well. Like just seeing that joy and the happiness in people's faces. Because I work with people every single day. So like just making someone smile or laugh for like 2-3 seconds a day just completes me.
What's your job? Are you a comedian?
No. I work in optics. I work with eyes and glasses and stuff like that. So, but I get to see patients every single day and just, you know.
So, are you like an eye doctor, or you just help people?
No, I'm not an eye doctor. I just help them get glasses and explain lenses to them and that sort of thing and how that works.
Okay, interesting. I was like, I actually have an eye question for you. My mom said I have something that happens in your eye genetically and it makes you go blind when you're like 80. And she was like, but you can, like, this was at our last family gathering. She was like, Grandma went blind in her 80s, and you could also go blind too. So start preventing it now. And I wrote it down. Like, that's kind of important.
Is it macular degeneration?
No, I want to say glaucoma. No,
glaucoma. Yeah.
Is that what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That's hereditary. That's hereditary. You can get that. Yeah. So
And it makes you go blind. Any advice?
You lose your, I believe you lose your your front vision, so you still have your peripheral. So you need to keep an eye on that. I have to go and see it every year. I think you need checkups for that. So
keep an eye on it. Yeah, I did. I was like, what a weird thing to randomly drop at like 7 p.m. at like.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I was like, why are you telling me now that I'm 30? Like, why didn't you tell me 10 years ago?
So as long as you keep it, you know, getting checked and everything else, they can maintain it and you'll be fine.
I don't.
That's even if you.
Blind. I don't feel like I'm going blind. I think I said like 50 years before it happens.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
She said there's a preventative thing you can do too. Anyway, this is like such a fun, informative.
I don't know what really tickled me that you looked around the room and went, I don't think I'm going blind. That really tickled me.
Double checking.
Oh, phenomenal.
Katrina, thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate it. Katrina, thank you so much. Look after yourself. Take care.
Bye.
See you soon.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. Apologies. First thing first, apologies that we weren't here last week. We had some scheduling issues, which then we didn't have any scheduling issues, and then I wasn't very well. So it just kind of all just like, oh, well, yeah, we weren't going to record anyway, and now you're not going to get a show, so apologies. But we're back. I believe it's the 170th, isn't it?
Hey, you got it right.
Absolutely. I knew it's not like a milestone, but I know it's like on the zero. So, you know, 170 editions. There would have been more had we have not been sick on holiday and all that sort of stuff. But still,
well, we had a break every now and again. It's fine.
Yeah, this is true. Welcome to the Chronicles of Magical Katrina. I hope you all enjoyed the incredible interview with the wonderful Katrina there. I'm going to kick off with how I literally, so I'm weird. When it comes to washing clothes, I'm really weird. So I have my work shit that I'll do on 40. I have my bedding and towels that I'll do on 60. And then I have my special t-shirts and ones that I really like. I'm so weird that I like to wear a lot, and I'll wash them on 30 because I don't want the pattern to fade. I don't want anything to fucking happen to them, etc., etc. But I hadn't washed my t-shirts, my 30 t-shirts for fucking ages because I've been meandering and all that sort of stuff, and I've just been wearing other shirts and whatnot. But anyway, I finally washed my t-shirts that are on 30, so they lived at the bottom of the basket because I thought if I put them all together, then eventually I'll get to it at some point, which I did. Today, I was like, oh, I'm going to put my Day to Remember t-shirt on. I love it so much. My Tails one. I'm going to put it on because I haven't worn it for fucking ages. I was outside for 10 minutes and I completely sweat through the bastard.
That doesn't surprise me.
So I was like, oh, back in the wash you go then. Livid.
Yeah, that heat's pretty disgusting today.
It's very muggy, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
very, very muggy.
I was stood at the bus stop on the way, like ready to go home from work, and I was like, I've left the building 5 minutes ago and I'm sweating and I'm stood still waiting for a bus. What is going on?
Yeah, it's been filthy. It's been utterly filthy. Anyway, let's go to story time with Tom. So I know a lot of people out here are huge Married at First Sight fans. Okay. But this story, I've never watched it ever. But this story came to light and I just thought this has to go in the show. Kelly's best friend Ashley brought this to my attention. So, Married at First Sight bride Jacqui embarrassingly caught out sending herself cash on a fan donation page. So, are you ready for this, little mother? Maths Australia bride Jacqui has been caught out running a fan donation page, but the only contributor so far is herself. Jacqui has herself set up a buymeacoffee.com, a site designed for people to donate coffees to each other. You go on someone's profile, send them an amount of money, roughly enough for a coffee shop coffee. The person gets stamps, much like you would in the shop. Jacqui's account bio reads, cameo queen, hot mess, reality TV star, a little cray-cray, former lawyer, dog mum, and recently engaged. It lists that she has just one person donate to her, but that's where it gets a little awkward, because the only person to donate is Jacqui. In the bit where the site prompts to say something nice about the person you're donating to, she's written about herself in the third person. It seems Jacqui might not be aware she didn't make the donation anonymous. Thank you for all the laughs. You are our favourite bride of all time. Never a dull moment, she said of herself. The comment was written, but underneath, very clear, outing, Jacqui Burford became a supporter. If you want to help the case, her profile is still live, but Jacqui has gone on and on and on about how much money she has and how money is so important to her. Since she got engaged to Clint from Maths, she's been posting about being a passenger princess and driving around in a Porsche. So maybe the issue is that there are so much more important and in-need causes out there. I'm not sure, just a thought. Her profile is here, but you can't see it. If you want to take a look regardless.
What a twat.
Yeah, 100%.
What?
And then Ashley informed me that she's an absolute dickhead anyway, and she was absolutely insane.
So she's bragging that she's got all this money and then begging for people to buy her coffee.
Yeah. So
Which clearly no one's buying.
No, she obviously thought if I donate to myself, it makes me look a little bit like somebody's interested. But you've just paid yourself.
What a fucking moron.
I know. Welcome to reality TV, Jamie.
Jesus H. What?
Oh, if I go on this show and marry somebody out of nowhere, I'll fucking be famous. I'll be fucking famous, mate.
No, you just now look like a bell end anyway by the sound of you, but even more of one now.
Yeah.
We really need to stop giving people like this a platform. There's people out there who are really fucking clever, create incredible content, contributing to the world, even if in many different ways, and we give dickheads like this a platform. Fucking blows my mind.
I think people are going to get on reality TV who've got like 50,000 followers and shit now.
Probably.
So, yeah.
That's all people care about these days is the
utter
numbers.
insanity,
so probably,
yeah. Utter insanity.
Fucking
anyway.
dick.
I want to move on. I'm going to give you a really funny story. And this is why I love my country and I love my countrymen and women and my country, they and thems so much. Right.
Okay.
Because I was at work last Saturday and this guy comes in and he's like, "You're right, pal. My son and me are here for eye tests." And I was like, "Oh," as soon as I heard the accent, gold. I'm in. I'm invested. I want to be your best mate. All right. So we sat there. But obviously, when I talk to people with a Scottish accent, I then start to talk in a Scottish accent. Yeah. So obviously, we were sat there and I was like, arriving a minute. And all of a sudden, the dad just said, he literally went, "Oh, I see we've got a nice little decorative piece here." Referring to my badge because it's got a little Scottish flag under my name.
Of course it does, doesn't it?
What an utter legend. Just so funny, man. Like literally in the middle of the whole store, just out loud. "Oh, I see we've got a nice little decorative piece here." Like, yeah, it's so good. So good. Kelly said, "Please don't leave me." And then everybody else was just like, "Of course you've got these boards. Of course." I was like, "Of course, mate. Like, we got on like a house on fire. Why would I not want to see this journey, they call it, through to the end?" Do you know what I mean?
Of course you would.
Yeah, exactly. He was a legend and we got on so well. He's a massive Hibernian fan. And of course, being an Aberdonian, we beat them the weekend before I met him last week. And I just went, "Oh, mate, thanks for the 3 points. I really appreciate that." To the point where now they've gone on and won another game and we've lost 2 in a row. So I was like, "Oh, that's obviously karma for being a prick." Yeah. So there we are.
You jinxed yourself with that one, but it's fine.
Massively,
you made a new friend. It's fine.
Yeah, I did, and he was really, really nice. Also, for the record, Kelly is not a bitch.
Wait, what?
She watched the last show and said, "You've made me out to be a massive bitch." And I was like, "No, I haven't." She goes, "Yeah, the way you said, I can't remember what we did. I can't remember for the life of me what this is about now. But all it says in my notes is, for the record, Kelly is not a bitch. Babe,
I remember.
You're not a bitch."
I can't. I remember us talking about something, and you said something about it, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, but she was like, "You've made me out to be a right arsehole here." I was like, "No, I haven't. I haven't at all. What are you on about?" So, yeah, I just want to put that out there for the record. She's not. She's fucking awesome and wonderful, and I adore her to pieces.
That's the name of this week's edition, sorted. 170th edition, Kelly's not a bitch.
But still, I had a thought. Is believing in Joe Hendry the new Rickrolling?
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I mean, for a certain type of audience, it might be.
Because obviously, this legend is fucking everywhere.
He really is.
And like, literally, Kelly keeps going, "Fuck's sake, he's on my screen again!" Because one of her mates sent her the video of the one where it's like everybody saying his name, and then he appears. So like in TNA, every time they're like, "Just don't say his name," they go, "No," and then he appears out of nowhere, and it's like, "Say his name." It's so good. So good.
That song is so catchy that Olivia sings it every day.
Good.
She's got me to put it on a little MP3 player that she's got. She fucking loves it.
We love it. Because I can just imagine if Kelly was around, she'd be rocking back and forth in the corner going, "It'll go away. It'll go away soon. It's fine. It's fine."
Scrap it. The edition's not called Kelly's Not a Bitch. The edition's called Kelly Does Not Believe in Joe Hendry. That's it.
I think I saw some on Facebook and it's like, she's a 10, but she doesn't believe in Joe Hendry. And I was like, yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Just everyone, like, I've even seen TikToks with been like, "I don't know who this Joe Hendry person is, but I keep seeing him everywhere, and I keep singing his song. Who is he?"
He's in the PUBG adverts.
Yeah, I think
I saw a post of MJF in the gym, and it said, "I can't stand Dungeons and Dragons" or something, or "I don't play Dungeons and Dragons." And then Joe Magnafilinio, whatever his name is, the really, really ripped dude who's married to what's her face from Modern Family, Sophia Verega or something like that. Her,
something like that.
Yeah. He's absolutely shredded, and it just says, "I do."
Yep. He's a massive nerd. Like, he was in like episodes of Big Bang Theory and everything. He's a massive nerd. Yeah, you don't fuck with that dude.
I just absolutely loved it. I just love that MJF will always stick to his craft no matter where he is, what he's doing or anything like that. It's just like, yeah, absolute hero. But still, Jane, I do believe, looking at the watch, as it's now 8:15, so if we take away the 2, it's time for Callum's Treachings.
Ooh.
Hello, this week's Treachings come from the set of my own podcast, That Gym Couple Podcast, that I host with my partner Lucy, where we discuss all things gyms, fitness, gym anxiety, and a bunch of other stuff in between. If you do have the opportunity to come and check us out at That Gym Couple Podcast on Spotify and YouTube, we'd very much appreciate it.
Yeah, that's right. Not only are we back now after a week off, Callum's back as well, to treat the world, the nation, the universe, the galaxy, the Milky Way, Chronicles 6, and any other planetations out there that anybody, any life is formed on and anything like that. Jamie, what is Callum treating us this week?
Being drafted can either be the best day of your life in sports or the worst day of your life in military.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
I wondered why you went in sports. Like, yeah, well, that's how it technically works. They didn't think about the whole military side of things.
I went the opposite. I was like, military? Oh, yeah, they do it in sports as well, yeah.
in American sports, they do, yeah. I think it's a good idea, personally. I actually really like that concept.
Oh, which one, military or sports?
Sports, obviously.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
But
like
great idea,
the shittest teams gets picked first for the best, all the players that are available from colleges and stuff like that. That's how they should do it. It shouldn't be about the whole money side of things. You should literally do it based on like, we were dog shit this year, but we get to pick second. Fantastic. Who's going to be available?
Good way of doing it. I just had the idea is going, Mom, I've been drafted. No, you can't go to war. I'm into the NFL. Oh, that's okay then.
It says I've been drafted here by fucking Innsworth RAF. At least I got RAF. Thank God for that. It doesn't get Army or anything. Thank God for that. You know what I mean? Navy's turn to pick next.
That's how it was done.
We're gonna take Roger Goodman from Darlington, age 12. Like, yeah. Come through the cadets. He's in the cadets right now, so we'll take him in 15 years or whatever. I don't know.
You start popping up at fucking Beavers, Cubs, and Scouts meetings, just seeing like he's pretty good at tying knots. He'd be good, yeah. We might get him next season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it'd be weird, man. If that's how it generally worked.
What a weird way. Yeah, that's kind of blown my mind. My imagination ran away with that a little bit then. Just like...
I forget it's called drafting into the military though. I thought you have to just apply, and then it's like, oh, you got to do your fitness, etc., etc. So surely, if a war broke out, what would happen then?
I don't know if is drafting still a thing. Obviously, I know it was like World War II and shit. Because it was like, you'll do, but I don't know if it still is now. God knows.
I have absolutely no idea.
If they draft
could you imagine it? No, could you imagine it now? Oh wait, I got to hang on. I got to go live. Let me go live for a minute. So here I am, like we did with Tom Stade.
Yeah.
Here I am in Pyongyang in South Korea. So basically, there's a war. Go look at the bombs dropping. Look at the bombs dropping behind. Look at that. Devastation, absolute devastation. What do you mean?
Like it's just
Exactly, it's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, I can imagine like people like, oh, you mans, what man's doing here, bruv? Like, goodbye. Ah, that's Darwinism. That's wonderful. That's all sorted.
He was on our team, Dave. I don't care. He was a bit of a prick.
Yeah, I got fucking sick of it being peak and gas, mate. That's what I got sick of. Yeah, absolutely sick of having no riz, apparently.
My bad, Dave.
It's not very safe here, mate. Not here fucking very safe here, is it? Safe blood. No, that's yours, and it's definitely not safe here. The blood's not very safe for these fucking guns rattling around here, I tell you.
That wasn't very skibbity toilet of you, was it?
Yeah. Why are we fighting these American Russians anyway?
American Russians.
And why is Elon Musk running it all? Fucking weird. Anyway, Jamie, what else is Callum treating us this week?
The idea that doing something for 10,000 hours should make you an expert at it doesn't hold much water when you consider that we continuously bite our tongue when we eat.
It's actually there. Mind you, it's one of the worst fucking things to do.
It's awful. It's like being betrayed by the best hobby in the world.
And then you feel like you can't, I bit my tongue. I can't speak now for some reason because I bit my fucking tongue when I was eating. I don't know. It could be minutes, it could be hours. Who knows? I'm gonna I'm gonna have to have soup. I can't chew. I'm gonna have to have soup. And while I'm eating, could you please put some fucking Judas Priest on while I eat this soup, please? Because it makes me feel at home.
What?
But I mean, it's a massive rarity. I've sometimes bit my cheek. I didn't even know that's even fucking possible.
Yeah, I've done that before. I've done it. I've even sat there afterwards going, how did I just manage to get my cheek in between my teeth? I don't know how I did that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's amazing how much you don't do a bit more.
I don't know. Is it me? It's conversations like this make you really conscious about where your tongue is placed in your mouth? You're like, shit, I'm going to bite my tongue. I'm sat there going, hold on, let's make sure my tongue's nowhere near my teeth. I don't want to bite it back.
Do you reckon people with a lisp have more, bite it more often than people who don't?
Oh, maybe. Oh, that is a good question.
Yeah, because obviously that it comes out every time, that sort of thing. I don't know. I'm not taking the piss, by the way. If anyone's got a lisp out there, I'm not taking the piss. I'm just asking a genuine question.
It's genuine. It is a very good, genuine question, to be fair. When was it? Can you remember the last time you bit your tongue? No, I'm trying to think now.
No. It's not pleasant though.
No,
I remember brushing my teeth last week, and then I don't know why, but I managed to ram it into the very front bit here of my gum, and then just piss blood everywhere. Yeah. It was weird. I was just like, but I never ever smashed my fucking gums with a toothbrush. So how have I managed it? Also, how do you even fucking drop your toothbrush? I keep dropping it as well. I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Didn't you once drop your toothbrush and smash your sink? I just had a memory of this when you lived in Cheltenham. I swear I remember when you lived in Cheltenham, you dropped your toothbrush and it cracked your sink, like took a chunk out of the sink.
I've got a vague recollection. I can't remember.
When you were in the flat where we were watching the football, that flat, I can't remember the name of the road.
Berkeley Street.
Yeah, it was in there.
I've got a vague recollection.
Yeah, don't know. Random memories.
Yeah, that's all right. It's fine. It's not something I remember. It's a very weird thing to remember, though.
I know. Do you mention dropping your toothbrush? Like, still does it, bless him.
And you always find the things that you don't want to drop because you don't want to break them are the things that you try and catch and throw somewhere else. Which reminds me, I had the window open. I was watching AEW, and I had the window open, and my phone was next to me on my duvet cover. And I'm not joking. The world's biggest fucking wasp just appeared. Like, hello, morning, how are you? And I just went, oh shit! And my first initial reaction was throw my duvet, but my phone was sat there. So I threw my duvet and my phone out the fucking window, which is wide open, might I add. And it smacked the wall, luckily, and I was like, shit! There's a nice big crack in the corner now, for fuck's sake.
Oh, fuck's sake.
But I was more bothered about getting my phone than I was getting rid of the wasp. But luckily, then I got a t-shirt and I smacked the wasp, but my windows were like this, like, when they're like a bit diagonal. So I hit it from one window to the other, and it was like, "Fuck, are you doing, bastard?"
This is a pinball.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like, "Fucking come on, then!" Like, just because he made a massive like boom against the wall. That's how fucking chunky this motherfucker was. It was like queen wasp. Not entirely sure. I hope there's not a fucking nest around here. I'd be livid.
Ooh,
yeah, I know, but they make me feel weird looking at them with the little honeycomby things. And it's all it's making my teeth feel odd. I want to I'm going to bite my tongue.
Yeah,
so they're just annoying little bastards.
Yeah, pretty much.
What was the treat again? Oh, biting your tongue. Yeah.
It's every time.
I'm amazed that we don't do it more often. It's almost like your tongue knows not to go near it.
Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one. I always seem to bite the sides. Never
like a weird level of Super Mario where it's like, you start chewing that, and it's just like, dip. Just don't get chomped on. Where it's like nourishing the food in your mouth. Ba, 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 ba. Like the big square things with the spikes out everywhere. Yes. They're like slammed. Yeah, like those.
Did your cat bite your tongue like do? Oh.
Yeah, literally. When you eat food, it's like what? Just yeah.
I better know it's fine.
Spicy food. You need to fire those little fireballs. Anyway.
I feel like I'm really conscious next time I
Jamie.
eat now. Anyway.
Yeah, especially if you hear me. What's that fucking music? Why can't I hear Mario? And finally, what is Callum Truching us this week?
John Wick could well be Neo from an older failed simulation, which would explain why everyone's so afraid of him.
Oh.
You're a bastard. Utter bastard. Why would you put these thoughts in our head?
Oh.
I suppose you didn't go, like you always do it. Things. I've only seen the first two John Wicks. I really loved them. I haven't watched the third or fourth.
I've only seen the first one.
So everyone talks about Halle Berry, the third, where she's got dogs with weapons attached to them and stuff. Or something weird. I don't fucking know.
I don't know why I've never watched them. I've all gone, I need to watch those. They sound great. Right, what we're watching? I don't know, but then John Wick.
Have you seen Nobody?
Is that the one with the guy from Better Call Saul? I can't remember his name.
Odenkirk.
Yes, I have seen that. Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah. With the dude from Back to the Future, Doc.
Yes. Yeah.
That's his dad. Yeah, that's amazing.
Really good.
That is amazing. The second one's out soon. So very excited for the second one. Anyway, that's not the point. But The Matrix, so again, movies that just could have been a standalone. You didn't need a second or a third one.
Agreed.
Reloaded was, the second one was all right, though.
They were all right. They weren't bad, but at the same time, they just weren't necessary. Like, you didn't need to continue the story.
No. But that's the problem when something does so well, all of a sudden they go, well, we made a fat load of money. Let's do it again.
I kind of get why, and it's good business sense, but it's like, come on. The story was fine.
There was no need for the fourth. There was no need for the fourth.
Oh, the one that came out a couple of years ago?
There's no need for the fourth. Just, no. Stop it.
Didn't they do an animated film as well for some reason?
Did they?
I swear they did an animated one as well. I don't know. Can't remember.
I have absolutely no idea, but it's like I keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it I'm blue in the face. But this is going to be the last Jurassic Park ever. Here comes the seventh.
Really got to be in your bonnet about Jurassic Park.
It just annoys me.
I love Jurassic Park. Yeah.
No, but you'll fucking love it, mate. You always do.
Of course, it was dinosaurs, but still, they could do a whole new dinosaur film, and I'd just love that instead.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously, the Matrix is all about the alternative realities and that sort of thing, the different universes. Yeah, so obviously we're all part of it somehow, I suppose. There's going to be one conspiracy theorist out there being like, oh, well, we're all part of the Matrix. They're taking the blue pill.
I remember people used to say that all the time, didn't they? Someone weird would have to go, oh, glitch in the Matrix. Shut up.
Shut up, fam. That's what he said. Shut up, bastard. Yeah. The fuck you chatting on, bruv?
Yes, that sounds exactly like the way I talk.
That's literally what you just did. You just went, shut up, fam.
Say fam. I'd never say fam.
You don't know shit, bruv. You fucking chatting on.
You don't know no Matrix.
Bitten these bars about Matrix.
Man's an original Keanu Reeves fan, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Coming out here with a Voltrix. I don't know if that's a Pokemon. Looking at a glitch in the Matrix. Oh, it's Voltrix, isn't it? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
It is Voltrix. I'm not a Pokemon fan, but I do know that exists. I don't know. I just want to make a rap song out of it because it's just the way you went, shut up! So it's almost like you're going to start storming this shit out the next bit of the conversation.
I'm going to get my own McDonald's meal later. Fucking, that was weird.
What is that all about? What is the relevant? What is he sponsoring McDonald's? Do McDonald's even need a fucking sponsor?
Is Stormzy even still relevant? Like, when was the last time he did anything?
This is the problem now, though. The thing's just like an instant. As soon as you're away for a day, everyone forgets about it.
Yeah, apparently it was his McDonald's order, so they just decided to make it a Stormzy meal.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, why does McDonald's even need representation from any fucker?
Well, it don't really.
No one's going to not have heard of it.
Well, yeah, besides a really weird collaboration.
How would you bring the kids into Mackey's? How would you get the kids in? Fucking put Stormzy in there. Make his fucking meal and put fucking Stormzy and bring all kids in. We're full of kids. No. I mean, the others. The ones that don't know we exist. And next, what we'll do is make a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Fucking meal. And then what we'll do is we'll give that to children as well, because he loves people like 20, 30 years younger than him.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Adults cannot have the Leo DiCaprio movie. It's a Happy Meal only for kids. And there's a weird hole in the bottom of the box. Who thought that was a good idea? Who thought I really want to get butter all over my dick?
I just love to know the logistics of it. Surely the pop gun's going to start falling through the hole before he can get it in there.
Well, exactly. Unless he went up with his penis already in the fucking bucket. Yeah. Wait, fill me up, mate. Fill me up. That's going to burn your cock, son. What are you doing? Don't give a shit. Oh, pretty sure fucking grab it. Ha ha ha. In public for no reason. Oh, now I'm getting arrested for indecent exposure. Fuck. It's so dumb. It's like your own glory hole. It makes no fucking sense. What happens if you start eating it and fucking grab your own penis? You're going to start fucking jacking yourself off in the middle of the cinema. Oh, I love this Minecraft film. Fucking wonderful. There all kids around just fucking jacking myself off because I decided to put my dick in popcorn for no reason. I hope it's not salty. Oh, shit.
Oh, it's not the bird, Sharon. Oh.
Oh, weird. Fucking weird. I've never known that's a good... I've never... The other thing as well is, why are you putting holes in walls?
Yeah, I've never understood that.
Do you know what I might do? She's going to fucking... I'll wait for a random stranger to fucking rock up into a stall in the fucking toilet. Smells like shit in here anyway. And I'll put my fucking dick through. She'll fucking have a go on that, I tell you. She'll have a good fucking go on it.
No, she's going to go like this. Smack her.
Yes, that's the point of the joke, you melon.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Weird. God, no. Especially if you just fucking made it yourself. What do you do with that drill? Nothing. Yeah, I just go for a piss. With a drill? Yeah.
In the women's bathroom?
Yeah. Okay, I need to make sure the doors are all hinged properly. Yeah, that'll do. Fucking
believe
weird.
Me. Definitely believe me.
So fucking weird.
I fucking love our tangents.
I suppose it's a kink in a way, but who wants a dick through the wall? Odd.
It just sounds awkward as well, to be honest.
Yeah. What happens if you don't fit? And she's got to smack her ass against a fucking wooden fucking cubicle.
Oh.
I don't know. It's just a bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I'm just thinking about your balls smacking off the wall underneath the hole as well.
Oh.
That really wasn't necessary. I apologise for that.
Yeah, I love. Richard. Still, Callum, thank you so much, mate. I don't know where the fuck we went with that, to be quite honest with you. But please don't put glory holes in the title because no one will fucking watch it. But yeah, weird. Kelly's going to message me and be like, "Fuck, am I dating?"
Pretty much.
Why
do you brought a drill round?
Yeah. That's quite a chunky wall. That I'm going to get through that one, I tell you. Anyway, how are you?
Now calm down a little bit. Yeah, I'm good. I'm knackered because I fucking hate early shifts. I'm sick of being up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But other than that, yeah, I'm good. You?
I swear you hate every shift.
No, I like nights.
Do you though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm fine, man. I'm fine. I'm warm. I'm just knackered, and it's just been a very stressful day. But we're good. We're at the end, and that's all that matters now.
Yeah.
So just fuckloads happened in one day, and I just a bit like, whoa, what? I'm not going quite to plan, but it's fine. It's fine. The kids say we move. Where exactly? I don't know. We just move. That's how life's always worked. We always walk around and move. You know, weird. I don't know. I swear, they want to make words shorter, and now they just get rid of words altogether.
Just have one word instead of the whole sentence now.
What are you doing? We brush. What exactly? We brush. Oh, anyway. Yeah, man, all good. It's just a lot's just fucking happened. And it's really funny. I was chatting to my mum last week because we have a bit of like a Last of Us update chat, that sort of thing, watching the show. And then I literally turned to her and I was like, "Oh, so anyway, Kelly's got me watching Terrestrial." And she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so proud. What do you mean? I never thought I'd be talking to Tommy about terrestrial TV." Britain's Got Talent.
Oh, okay.
So, Jamie, I saw one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life, ever. But shit like this never gets represented on TV. People hate it because it's too disgusting. It's not very nice. I don't want to see it. Anyway, this guy, Vietnamese guy called Boa Kong, okay?
Okay.
He put the backs of these big nails, so you know the round segments of these big nails, which is attached to a chain, under his eyelids. Right? And he pulled Ant and Dec on a motorcycle with a sidecar with his eyelids. Like, I was fascinated. It was unbelievable. I have never seen it. It's better than any fucking singing or dancing or choirs or whatever the fuck. This dude pulled Ant and Dec on a motorcycle with a sidecar with his fucking eyelids.
I've never been so more impressed or horrified ever in my life.
How do you even learn how to do this?
That's a really good point, yeah. How do you find
How do you even go, I think I'm going to put the flat ends of nails, big fuckers, under my fucking eyes. I'm going to pull a motorcycle. That's what I'm going to do in my life. He sword swallows, and he like breathes fire out of it and stuff like that. Like, fucking sensational. Cool. He's a legend. Like, I was like, I want to look away, but I can't. Like, I was just like, this is... But obviously, British men, no, we don't want to see this. We don't want to see this, because he came last. And I was like, how do you... I'd love to see you fucking pull some fucking motorcycle with your fucking eyelids.
How's that come last?
It was unbelievable. I was literally like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
That sounds that might make Camilla smile for the first time in her life at the Raw Variety performance.
Yeah, but everyone would be like, this is fascinating. Like, he's the best at that. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's probably the best.
So cool.
Unbelievable, man. I was literally like, this is... And then Kelly was like, I know what you're going to talk about in your show this week.
Fucking right, Kelly. Because it's
unbelievable,
awesome.
Man. It was just... Like, she didn't watch... I don't think she watched any of it. But it was just... But there was a guy 2 weeks before who did the sword swallowing, but he put it on top of a chainsaw and then swung himself around from a thing. That was amazing as well. But, like, mad respect for people that want to hurt themselves in that way. Like, he had his audition, this Boa Kong guy, were scissors, but there was a whole long sword, and he swallowed it without even... He just went like that, like, opened his mouth and it fell in, and then he just went and pulled it apart. So I was like, oh, dude, I hope he gets some sort of show, like freak show or whatever. Like, absolutely unbelievable.
Fucking crazy.
So good. I highly, highly recommend you go and check it out. I highly recommend you go and check. But my mum was like, no, hate. Can't watch it. I was like, enjoy it. She goes, I went, but watching on love, I just couldn't do it. I was like, but I watched a guy pull a motorcycle with his fucking eyelids. He pulled his head right back and started walking backwards. Like, this is nuts.
Did you find out you can do that?
Just insane.
And he
Wow, you're a legend. You're a fucking legend.
Bloke there going, that's not fucking talent. Like, you do it then.
It was wow, is all I can say.
Like I'm like impressed and mortified all at the same time.
Dude, just watch it. Just trust me.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm gonna have to find a clip for this. So I'm like, nah.
But I'll send you his name, and you can watch the whole thing before you do. But fuck, it's so good.
Oh. I can't get that image out of my head, and I've not even watched it. Oh,
what have you been doing yourself, anyway, my friend?
I've been relatively busy. Obviously, I've been Rihannaing, as always. I went to a wedding. That's where I went. One of my friends at work got married, so he invited a few of us from work to the wedding, which was really fun. I was quite quiet. There weren't that many people there, but I tell you, it was great fun. A couple of people trying to constantly get me on the dance floor all night, and then after a few vodkas had kicked in, I couldn't get off the dance floor. I was just absolutely loving life. I got off at one point, and then Chesney Hawkes started playing, so I just ran back. I was like, "Sorry, Chesney's on. I've got to go."
Yes, our man Ches.
There is videos, like they had a link where they took like photos and videos, and you upload them to this website. There's videos of me dancing on there. I refuse to watch them. I'm not watching them back. Just no.
Just don't give a shit. And just why not?
So
Just enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself, mate.
It was great fun. I've obviously been to go see the kids. I've been to a couple of barbecues, friends and the in-laws, and I've been to the cinema. I went to go see the Thunderbolts.
Of course.
And I know you're going to go, it was really good, but it was really good. It was really good. And everyone's saying it's not just me on this one. It feels like Marvel movies of old. It feels like they've gone, let's stop trying to be Endgame and go back to what we were good at. Just fun films with action in, and that's what this was. It was really good, really fun. So yeah, and everyone's saying the same. So it's not just me. So, yeah, definitely recommend checking out Thunderbolts. And yeah, it's about it really. Mostly Rihanna, and like I say, I've just been knackered from being up at 4 o'clock most mornings because I've been on 2 weeks of earlys now.
Justin.
And that's pretty much it. What about you, my friend? What you been up to?
Obviously, Rihanna. We've done 2 wonderful interviews. One you heard last week. And one you've heard this week. We've got some more interviews to come. So last week, me and Kelly went to the Natural History Museum last Sunday. We were meant to go to the Science Museum, thought it was a fiver to get in, decided to leave, looked later and noticed if you scroll to the bottom was the free entry. And we were like, fuck! But never mind. It happens. Anyway, we went to the Natural History Museum, saw all the dinosaurs, of course. I sent you videos, I sent you loads of bits and pieces. We saw animals and birds and volcanoes, and we got to experience like a simulated earthquake, which was fucking weird.
That's cool.
Yeah, my legs were like, I was trying to walk and I was just a bit like, whoa, like I just had sex or something. And then it was like just wobbling. It was really weird. The sensation, the muscles were like just like, but nothing. But my legs weren't going anywhere. It was really odd. So that was kind of cool. Looked at planetary stuff, space. There's just loads, but I think we missed quite a bit as well.
Big place.
There's like an Attenborough section as well. I don't think we saw that. And that sort of thing. Happy birthday, David. He turned 99 last week. Obviously, we talked about him 2 weeks ago. So yeah, man. So we did the Natural History Museum. We went for a walk. We went to Kensington. We had to walk to the tube because a few lines were shut. So we had to go to like Notting Hill and then walk like bloody hell. We're looking around going like, wow. You know what I mean? Like the expensive ends of London, like, Jesus, this is nuts. A beard cut was like £35. I was like, fuck. So nuts. But it was nice to actually go and experience, because I keep forgetting that I live here. I know, but I'm serious. Like I keep fucking forgetting that literally like a 30-minute train ride, and I'm in central London, if that. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I keep forgetting I live here. So to actually go and experience some of it was quite nice. We walked past the Royal Albert Hall, and yeah, it was just chill, man. It's just it's a lovely day out. Weather was stunning. And then we came back with I've watched a lot of football. Aberdeen had been shit. We're trying to qualify for Europe. There's 2 games left. We've lost 2 on the bounce, and the teams below us keep winning, and it's like fuck. But it'd be fine. It'd be fine. Well, yesterday we did nothing. We just chilled out. Been watching, obviously watched BGT, but we watched a show called Genius Game as well. That's hosted by David Tennant. And a lot of people are like, this is shit. And I'm wondering if people say it's shit because they're not paying attention to the rules. So they explain how the games work. And I'm like, okay. But Kelly likes to talk to me sometimes while I'm trying to understand what's going on. So then I go, look, wait, let me get, yeah. Because I think you have to really pay attention to understand what's going on. But it's the deceit and the betrayal is unbelievable. Absolutely unreal. It's so good. And Tennant's a legend. So it's on ITV as well. A terrestrial show. But I just saw the advert when she made me watch BGT once, and I was like, I really want to watch that. So I did, and it's good. It's just 10 players, sorry. And it's all like logic, but they're all like doctors and NASA workers, but the rules of the games are you have to either work together or betray each other to win the money and stuff like that. It's mint. It's so good. So yeah, they played Code Breakers this week, but then one person was an undercover agent who got all the hints and what the word was, and it was like he had to guess it himself to win the whole thing, or he could share information with everyone, but then they would all win and he would lose. But then people could like so then if you told people, and then they could like backstab him if they got it right, and it was nuts. It was great. And people were getting really shitty, like, you're going to fuck me over. Like, it was just mint. I love it. Yeah, it's just good fun. We watched a bit of football yesterday. I'm trying to think what else we've done. She's going to be there. You forgot this, and you forgot that.
She's not a bitch. Stop it.
No, I didn't say she was. I'm just having a laugh. Like, you know what I mean? She's wonderful, and I absolutely adore her. Like I said, I know you're not a bitch. Don't worry. But yeah, man. Other than that, it's just there's a lot of movement personally. Sometimes things just don't work out, and that's fine. But someday I will be able to live happily and not have to keep maneuvering and all that sort of shit. And I mean, I know we'll get to it in a minute, but fucking hell, the amount of songs that have come out this week, Jesus Christ, difficult.
Yeah, it was a difficult choice this week. Good segue. Good segue.
Thanks very much.
We should segue into it, should we?
So my single of the week is "Sacred" by Parkway Drive. I literally sat here and went, fuck, there's like 5 songs I could choose from. Obviously, Sleep Token's new album came out. Fangs Out released their brand new single, Everybody's Got Teeth. You've got Avril Lavigne and Simple Plan with Young and Dumb. You've got Dead Cassette releasing their brand new single, Hill Haven. Say My Name came out on Friday as well, but obviously they were out there. It's very good. Yeah. And obviously Chris was on our show last week. And it was just an absolute plethora of tunes, but I went for Parkway Drive's brand new song, Sacred. They're playing obviously in the UK in October, arena shows. I wish I could go, man. I just wish I could go. Like, tours and shows are getting so expensive, it's insane. I think it's only about 60 quid, but it's still £60, you know?
60 quid, yeah.
It's not like it's a cup of tea and a biscuit. It's
getting very expensive at gigs and stuff like that now. It's mental. It might have been announced recently as well. It's like, I'd really like to go to that.
But we've got Slimy Decode up, Slam Dunk's coming up, so that's going to be absolutely amazing. Trees, Bloodstock. So we'll get a load of bands in our face, which would be kind of nice. But yeah, man. So my single of the week this week is "Sacred" by Parkway Drive.
And it is fantastic. I'm not the biggest Parkway Drive fan. I like a few songs that I've heard, but that is a very good song. But my single this week as well, like you say, hard to choose. Those songs you said, Amy Lee from Evanescence has released a song with Halsey, which is really fucking good. That almost made it. But my single of the week is Pretty Wild with their new single, Omens. It is fantastic. I discovered this band thanks to TikTok. I think I discovered all my new favourite bands via TikTok. A song of theirs called Sleepwalker popped up on there, and I was like, these are damn good.
So that song, Sleepwalker, Jasmine shared it when she does the cough and the screaming and stuff, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I listened to that thanks to Jasmine, so that's how I discovered them,
Yeah, they are really fucking good. And they're screamy, shouty lady metal. It's right up my street. Fucking superb. And yeah, Omens, their new single, again, is absolutely fantastic. Everyone go check out that song because it is really good. I get a feeling these guys are on the cusp of just like breaking out. They just seem to be getting in everyone's eyes lately. So let's just extra little bit. Let's get them up there.
Good on social media.
Absolutely. 2 more songs for you to all check out. We love it.
And I guess we better come into Tom's journal.
Ooh.
And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal. Welcome to another edition. Jamie.
Yes, sir.
Me. You know how you've always wanted an ostrich? Girlfriend. No. An insane amount of noise is coming from the kitchen when I struggle to keep the door closed. I don't deliver very well. I didn't deliver. I didn't read the second part. I was just like, fuck. Anyway. Look, Jamie, I don't want to be in the loop or out of the loop. I want to be aware of the loop and its contents, but free from any loop-related responsibilities.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay.
That is a perfect level. You don't want to be out of the loop, like you say, but you also don't want to have any responsibility for the stuff in the loop. I like that.
Exactly. Yeah, I
that
thought
is
you might
perfect.
say that.
That is perfect, actually.
Good. I'm pleased you thought so. I love it when boxers go back to their corner to get advice between rounds. So, did you try punching him and not letting him punch you? You did? Right, I don't know what to tell you, but keep doing that more.
It's funny because it's true. What advice can you give them? Like, they don't know what the other person's going to do. You just got to rely on what the fuck you can do in there.
Just swing and hit.
Go low, go low, go low. He's going high. You go low. You go in there. Boff. He didn't go high. Jamie Arthur's losing his shit right now. Listen to this.
Yeah. It's so funny how Santa only gives presents to good kids, but the Easter Bunny is like, I don't give a shit what you did. I just need to offload his fucking eggs. It's like he got rubbed some sort of egg pyramid scheme and it's in over his head. Doesn't even need a credit check. Just sign the dotted line and he'd be swimming in eggs.
Fucking true. Egg pyramid scheme.
Oh,
I like that.
Jamie, back in 2010, Sam Allardyce tried to motivate his Blackburn Rovers players for a match against Manchester United by showing them clips from Gladiator. Gargivet, we're all shouting, ah! Mimicking Soldier with a sword. After 30 minutes, we were 3-0 down. We lost 7-1. Incredible. Oh, Jamie, little idea for everybody here. Freeze Mentos inside ice cubes. Serve your friends Time Bomb Diet Cokes. Hell fucking yes.
That's smart. I don't want to do that to my own children.
Of course you do. I would absolutely fucking love you for life if you did that.
I might have to. It's going to take a sip. Like that.
Be wonderful. Jamie, eat the cake. Buy the books. Master sorcery. Hex a nemesis. Ride a dragon off into the sunset. Life is too short not to treat yourself.
Nemesis.
Yeah.
Why not?
Top. Making a list of animals that have escaped the zoo. Zookeeper. The tigers obviously should be your top priority. Cop scribbling out ducks. Oh yeah, of course.
It sounds like a really shit police comedy.
I don't know, I guess so. I'm not sure. Me, on my way to a physical labour job, knowing that some Asian chick is sitting in her apartment wearing cat ears with a tentacle dildo shoved in her ass, making way more money than me. Fuck! Now I'm angry and erect.
It's basically painfully true.
Yeah, well.
Oh.
If only.
I'm sure you could get it in there, mate.
Somebody misspelt being and made, you'll hate this probably, but it just made through the greatest list of people taking the piss ever. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. And Jean-Pierre, and together we will rise. Tazik, lettuce pray. Jonathan, ramen.
Oh, poor girl just wanted to put up a motivational tweet and it all went horribly wrong for her.
Yeah. I love shit like that. Life is a parade of absurdities and pain. And then we die alone in filth. So yes, little girl, I shall buy a box of Thin Mints.
Oh. Such a weird concept, sending small children around people's houses to sell them cookies and chocolate. Very odd.
But if it's the other way around, it's definitely stranger danger.
Yeah.
Him. Oh, babe, look at you getting all romantic with all these candles. Her. First of all, I'm about to sacrifice you. I'll give you a couple more because I have to end on the next one after this. Okay. I have to. God, I love it when guys ask how big my tits are. Like as if men have any idea what bra sizes mean. I could literally tell a guy I'm a WD-40, he'd be like, oh my God, so hot. Oh, phenomenal. But I have to end the journal on this. I have to. There is no way I can't. Jamie Westwood, if you told me Netflix were making a 7-part series where each episode tells the story of one of the women from Mambo Number 5, I would probably believe you.
Yeah, make it now. We need it. Narrated by Lou Bega, of course.
Be unreal. The trumpets! The trumpets! You had enough trumpets, Lou. Do you mind? The trumpets!
That's all he says.
Yeah.
Between each segment. The trumpets.
It's just like they take the piss out of Chef in South Park when he don't want to do the voice anymore, so they killed him off. And literally his voice over Lou Bega doing the song. It says, Mambo Number 5! Alright, so good.
This chapter's called A Little Bit of Monica.
Yeah. A little bit of trumpets.
I want this. I want this to be made. I don't care if it's a mockumentary. Fucking make it.
It'd be so good. Can make it to a proper, like that film, is it Crash or something, where it's like 7 different stories, but it's all intertwined.
Yes.
It could literally do it like that. That'd be amazing.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
So good. Because that was another edition of Tom's Journal.
That was one of the best journals in a while. That was
really?
fucking yeah, that really cracked me up this week. That's fucking gold.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Tentacle dildo one amused me and depressed me all at the same time.
But people do that, and that's absolutely fine. You know what I mean? If there's any way to make money, yeah,
you do what you do.
It was just a joke.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people, because I know that people can change, and it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Mr. Stevens, do. Mama, Mr. Stevens.
Oh, abracadabra.
Yeah.
Why? You were so
Katrina.
proud of yourself.
Magical Katrina.
Makes sense. A little bit of Jamie in our lives, a little bit of Jamie by my side, a little bit of Jamie's what you need, a little bit of Jamie's all I see, a little bit of Jamie in the sun, and now participate in his challenge, and now we're going to talk to Jamie, a little bit of Jamie's in your life.
Challenge!
Oh. Oh, sorry. The trumpets. The trumpets. Jamie's number 5.
Fucking hell, compose yourself. It's audience participation. Do. Participation time. Do.
Oh, no. You were so close. You were so close, and you added different syllables for some reason.
It's hard to do this, all right?
Oh. Now participate, bitch. Participate, motherfucker. Participate, bitch. Now participate, bitch. Participate, bitch. Little bitch, now motherfucker. A little bit of Jamie now is participating in his little challenge. Trumpets and Jamie's number 5.
It's the opening clip for this week's show. Just me and you just getting a fucking
As you could tell, I completely forgot to listen to a song at all. So I thought, because I ended on Mama No Fire, I was like, fuck it, that'll be my song then.
Works.
That works, yeah.
It works. It works.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge.
This week, I said, we all watch movies and think, I wish I had one of those. So with that in mind, if you could possess any non-living object from any movie, what would it be?
Do you know what? I never, ever do this. I've never watched a movie and gone, I really wish I had that.
Really?
Yeah, I've never done it. So I don't really know what I'd take or have because I've never thought, God, that'd be amazing.
Well, I thought everyone did that. I'm a little surprised.
Maybe a Power Rangers teleporter watch or something.
Good show.
Like, maybe that's probably what I just the first thing that came into my head. There's probably fuckloads of things I'll go back now and go, oh, yeah. Maybe I should have paid more fucking attention. I should do my research for this. But never, What would you, let me guess. The bat suit.
Probably. I was actually thinking a lightsaber, to be honest. But now you mentioned it, a bat suit would be pretty cool. I'd be the least intimidating Batman ever, but still.
I'm here to fucking get yo's into jail. Oh, sorry, Babbitt. Hang on a minute. You know, I'm Batman.
I'm having a joke.
You want to come down the alley so I can fucking smash your back doors in?
A joke. I'm going to throw you into Winston Green prison.
I can't believe that fucking picked our bins upstairs. It's been fucking months.
The bins have been going, but not the recycling. That's still fucking sat there. Don't get me started. Let's get some audience answers. From Lit's podcast, they say the Back to the Future hoverboard. Great answer. Yes. I always wanted these self-tying shoes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought they were really cool.
That's lazy.
I thought they were cool, not from laziness.
If you still want fucking laced shoes, just get some slip-ons. Just wear some loafers or something.
Them shoes were cool.
Okay.
Yeah. On the cinder, Indiana Jones's hat not to wear. That'd be silly. What else you can do?
Okay. They're on the show they're an interview this week.
They are indeed.
Yeah.
Harley at Fundamentals Pod. I mean, a lightsaber, please. I mean, true. It's a very
you know full well though that you would fucking forget to turn it off and put it back in your little satchel thing and just chop your leg off.
Probably.
You know you would. Come on.
It's me. I'm incredibly silly. Yes, I probably would. I'd be using that shit for everything. Tis Yourself podcast.
For everything? That's what, you're going to shove it up your ass as well?
Like, not literally everything. Oh, you want something cutting, do you?
Yeah, but you put it through the plate, the table, the life, the fucking house. Yeah.
But the food's chopped, it's fine. Tis Yourself podcast, the pink ladies' jackets from Greece.
Really?
Guess they think they're very fashionable.
Kelly literally watched that. She messaged me on Saturday. She's like, just painting in the conservatory, watching Greece, having the time of my life, singing at the top of my lungs.
Oh, God.
Like, bless you.
Saying that, I was dancing and singing along to the Grease mega mix at that wedding. I really did get involved in that dance floor.
You just got to post a video now. You know you got to do it.
No. Matthew Neal, Frodo's sting sword that glows when orcs are close in Lord of the Rings. Great answer. Lucy Orchard, Dorothy's ruby slippers, $28 million. Yes, please. Or did you mean in reality? Because a golden goose, I'd love a gold, and I love a gold, and I love a bird with sassiness. Fair. Debbie Meyer, my mother's getting involved this week. Harry Potter's invisibility cloak could get up to all sorts of mischief with that, and actually be able to go to the Black Sabbath gig at Villa Park about selling a kidney. And very valid point, mother.
Not that was going to be there.
No, apparently he's not, no. Bless him. Gemma Williams, the Back to the Future DeLorean. Fuck yeah. Another great answer. A lot of Back to the Future. Becky Westwood, the Elder Wand from Harry Potter, or maybe a lightsaber. Callum Treacher. Callum's getting involved with a shit film, but a fucking great answer. The TV remote from Click.
Oh,
fucking superb answer. I mean,
I really like that
you
movie.
do all sorts.
Unless I'm remembering it worse than it is.
Your life would be over pretty quick, if you fast forward.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I think maybe I'd read the instructions first. Unless you know how to use it. Ruby Gore, the animatronic T-Rex or raptor from the first Jurassic Park movie.
Why?
I mean, why not? You can have a giant animatronic T-Rex in your garden.
Oh, animatronic's not real. Okay.
Yeah, not a real one.
Yeah,
the animatronic one. The animatronic one.
Yeah. Took me a second. Like, fucking hell, really?
Chris Wallace, Ash's chainsaw from The Evil Dead. The only problem with that, Chris, is it's attached to his hand. So have we taken your hand off first? Or do you just want to own it? Double check these things. George Stevens, the Infinity Gauntlet, so some fools can get smoked. Like that one. Scott MacArthur, the necklace from Titanic. Looked expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, fair play, you could make some money off that one. I'll give you a couple more because these two really made me laugh. Jude Milk from Acid Age. The yacht from Pam and Tommy's Home Movie.
It means nothing to me.
Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee, their sex movie that got leaked in the 90s. It was
Did
on
they?
a yacht. Yeah, it was on a yacht.
Oh, okay.
And he basically just wants the big boat. Fair play.
Why not?
Why not? And last but not least, because this just really made me chuckle, it's Paul Grace. I quite fancy the Millennium Falcon for a quick trip to Sainsbury's. Imagine parking that in a fucking Sainsbury's car park.
Yeah, I mean, no one's a fucking park. I mean, that's it.
You'd probably take down half of Sainsbury's with it, but it's fine.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Just
They've got plenty. Yeah. But thank you to everyone that participated in Jamie's challenge this week. Thank you to everyone that gets involved on a weekly basis. We really, when we are here on the weekly basis, we massively appreciate it. If you enjoy Jamie's participation challenge, Tom's journal, Callum's Treachings, the interview, and they'll get over it eventually. And you can enjoy the other 160 editions of the Chronicles of Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from, be Spotify, Google, Apple, etc., etc. You know how this all works now. The two main places we want you to come and join us is all over social media at TCO Pod, just not on Twitter/X. So that's all social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the good stuff at TCO Pod. And come and subscribe to us on the YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that fucking subscribe button. Hit the bell to get notified when new videos are released and comment to your heart's content. That's all social media at TCO Pod and YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast. Hit that subscribe button. What, Jamie?
I just want to say thank you to a few people. Is that all right? Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Every single piece of music you heard on today's edition is brought to you by the wonderful singer-songwriter Matt Roberts. Go check him out, all social medias at Matt Roberts Music. Go follow him wherever you get your music from, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, whatever it is. Just give his beautiful songs a bit of a listen because they're bloody great. And of course, SayWeCanFly.shop is no longer a thing, but you can still support the beautiful Braden Barry. Go check out his other merch store, Anxious Ghost. Go check out his wonderful podcast, Amber Forest Pictures. And of course, go check out his beautiful music at Say We Can Fly on all wherever you get your music from. But as I said before, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, wherever it may be. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation because they're stamping out prejudice, hatred and intolerance everywhere, and I mean everywhere. This is not a UK issue, this is a global issue where people of the alternative community are being treated differently simply because of the way they wish to represent themselves out in the world. If you're not familiar with Sophie's story, head on over to the website sophielancasterfoundation.com. Familiarise yourself with that story, share it out with the world. The foundation's doing some incredible work. This week is Mental Health Awareness Week, so please help us help them and support others, all those around you. Ask people if they're okay. Talk to people if you're not okay. It's an incredible cause, and it needs to be spoken about more. So please help us, help them, and help you. And last but not least, massive thank you to this beautiful bastard right here.
Bastards. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate it massively. Another wonderful addition in the bag, Jamie.
Another wonderful addition indeed.
Katrina, thank you so much for joining us. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on here. And as for this week, we will see you all next week for the Chronicles of Confessions of a Traitor.
Goodbye, everybody.
Ta-ta! Bye.